All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the penultimate game of the regular season. Pittsburgh Steelers in Seattle taking on the Seahawks. I am pumped for this game, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Steel Nation. While we wait for the game to actually start, I'm going to put my shoes on real quick because my feet feel weird without them. I've always worn shoes while working, and I don't feel like I'm working until I have them on. So give me 1 second. All right. Here I don't have a ball. I also need to reset the pick counter real quick. I forgot to do that. So we're gonna drop that down to 1. Oh, and the camera fell over. Okay. Okay. Let's get that in there. All right. Yo, welcome to the stream, Zach. Welcome. Glad you could join us. I need to get my possession count. There we go. All right. Possession ball is in. Open up something to drink so I don't fall asleep. I got a nice nap earlier, so I should be good to go. Plus, I got like 4 different drinks in my mini fridge down there. It's just so that way, if I do end up starting to get tired, I can just start chugging something. Yo, Andy! Welcome to the stream, my guy. How are you guys doing? All right, so little update of the earlier slots in today's games. The Eagles got their butts 100% mollywopped by the Cardinals. Let me try moving this back a little bit. Maybe that'll I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe let me try something real quick. Try like this. There we go. It was just backwards. I need to adjust. I need to put a little mark on my my thing so that way I know which way is forward and which way is backwards. All right. So, what do we think is going to happen today? We think we got the team to beat the Seahawks, or will we end up out of the playoffs? What do we think is going to happen? Oh, man. Alright, so let's now pull up. I want to look at my fantasy totals for since I've put my phone away. Alright, where are we looking? Are we looking? Oh, I don't care if my computer's being slowed. Steel Nation. We have... When do you start? Okay, you start at 4:25 and you're tonight at 8. Oh, dear Lord, the Colts just like crapped the bed at the end of that. I went from having 11 points with the Colts defense having 1. Sorry, Pickens for today. Hope he doesn't let me down. Hope not. I mean, he had a once in a lifetime game last week, so let's hope that it was not a once in a lifetime game for him. But we will see. Mason Rudolph is starting, so if that has any play in this game, we'll see. Though I feel like when Pickett gets back with a good OC, we're gonna really see what he can do. All right. Okay, Stroud got 12 points. Not bad. I should have started Joe Flacco. I was thinking about starting Joe Flacco. I didn't start Joe Flacco, and he got 22 points. Achane got 23 points because Mostert was out. That's incredible. That's amazing. Nakua got 18. AJ Brown got 9. Not terrible. But my kicker got 9 points. All right. So the Steelers are going to start off with the ball, it seems. All right, here we go. And the game is about to start. Seattle won the coin toss and chose to defer, meaning the Steelers will get the ball for the first quarter. Here we go. And that ball soars through the back of the end zone for a touchback. So that's going to put them out at the 25-yard line to start this thing off. Last week, we had an incredible play. Mason Rudolph to George Pickens. His first throw of the game is caught and run 86 yards for a touchdown. Can they recreate that magic on this New Year's Eve? Let's find out. Mason Rudolph is on the field. All right. Mason Rudolph is under center. Sends a man in motion with one man in the backfield. Sends him back out of motion. It's going to be a handoff to Najee Harris, who's going to run up the middle and get about 3, maybe 4 yards before he's brought down by the Seahawks. Broderick Jones been getting a lot of starts this season. I'm not 100% sure if it's because he's filling in for a dude that's injured, but from everything that I've seen, Broderick Jones has been doing a really good job on that offensive line. All right, this time, Mason Rudolph in shotgun with the back lined up to his left. That back looks like Najee Harris. He's going to take the snap. It's going to be another handoff to Najee, who's going to get to the line of scrimmage, maybe an extra yard before he's wrapped up with not much. And that is Devin Witherspoon, the guy that we had on our team last season, with credited for the stop there. So, all right, so it's third down and like 5, maybe 6. And so we're going to need to throw it probably. Mason Rudolph in shotgun alone, no backs with him. He's got 2 guys out, 2 receivers out wide, 1 in the center. It's 3rd and 5. Rudolph takes a snap. He's looking, throws. That's caught. That's Deontay Johnson. Gets the first down to the 40. And he runs it out of bounds at about the 44-yard line. That's a first down and a little bit more for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Deontay Johnson, not having done very much the past couple of weeks, getting his first catch of the game. Nowhere near as impressive as Pickens' first catch of last game, but definitely more impressive than some of the crap we saw from him last season. So, let's see if he can continue that. Mason Rudolph going to be lined up under center with Jaylen Warren lined up in the backfield. All right, we got 13 minutes left in this first quarter. Sends a man in motion. That's Deontay Johnson. It's going to be a handoff to Jaylen Warren, who's going to spin out of the path of a defender, stiff arm another, gets a first down and a little bit more before he's forced out of bounds by the Seattle defense. And that is, ladies and gentlemen, Jaylen Warren, the best running back on our team, hands down, at least in my opinion. He takes a snap, almost gets brought down, but is able to juke his way around a defender and stiff arms another guy, and then goes right out of bounds. So, maybe he didn't get the first down, but I think he got just enough to get the first down. Dear Lord, the Panthers got destroyed. Danny Dimes, what is up, my dude? Welcome to the stream. Mason Rudolph in shotgun, sends a man in motion from the backfield, takes a snap, he's going to be thrown. That's George Pickens, and it's going to be a gain of 5 down to about the 41-yard line of Seattle. At least I think that's where they're at right now. How are you guys doing? How was you guys' Christmas? Everybody who's coming in, how was y'all's Christmas? I want to hear about that. Was you guys' best gift our win last week, or did you guys get something that you consider to be even better? Also, don't forget we have a Discord that I will link in the chat here in a little bit. Mason Rudolph under center, sends a man in motion with one man in the backfield, sends him back in motion. It's going to be a faked handoff, looking to throw, pressure coming, and he grounds it down at the feet of Jaylen Warren. Pressure was too strong, and that brings up 3rd and 5. Let me grab the Discord real quick, and I will link it in the chat. Did that just do what I think it did? It did not. Okay. Discord. don't switch. Here we go. I'll grab it here in just a second. All right, Mason Rudolph in shotgun with a back lined up to his left. That is Jalen Warren. 4 seconds left on the time clock. Takes the snap. He's looking. Pressure coming. Pocket collapsing. He tries to escape. Throws. That is caught on the sideline. That is George Pickens. And they call it incomplete. He had 1 foot out of bounds. Got myself a mini fridge and found out we're headed to Disney for a few days. Well, my cousin's working there in a month and a half on Christmas Day. Nice. Dude, that's awesome. Congrats. Also, how big we talking mini fridge? We talking like 6 cans mini fridge, like the one that I got? Or we talking like mini fridge you can put like a whole friggin' turkey into? How big we talking? Because like, because if we're talking a big mini fridge, then you're set, man. Those things are expensive. All right, it's now 4th and 5. And what is the plan here? There's a timeout called. Did somebody call a timeout? Yes, the Steelers call a timeout. And 15 cans. Oh, so it's like it's a bigger mini fridge. That's actually really nice. And mine is I can fit a couple like bottles. Like I could fit like 4 like glass cans like of the glass Coke or like other beverages. Or I can fit like 2 of these because of how big they are. But I can also then fit like 6 cans in it, 4 on the bottom and then the shelf and then 2 on the top. So it's not that bad. It was like $40 at Walmart. So I'm very happy with it. I'm very happy with my purchase. But that's great, dude. That's awesome. Go to Disney World. That's awesome. Or Disneyland, one of the two. All right. So they're going to go for it on 4th and 5. Mason Rudolph in shotgun with the back line up to his left. He takes a snap. He's going to throw it. He throws deep down the sideline. That is off the shoulder of the Seattle defender and no good. That is a turnover on downs. And that was rough. That was off the elbow. That would have been caught by Pickens had the defender not put his arm out. Rough start for our Steelers going into this game. Ooh. Yikes. All right, well. Well, we'll come back from this. At least we got a first down on that drive, and we didn't look completely dead. We just looked a little bit dead. All right, and we'll move Discord over to this screen. All right, how do I share this? Is it invite people? Copy. Okay. And then let me pop over into here. Pop into the stream as well. And throw this in the chat. Alright. So if you are not in the Discord, there it is. I will also one of these days I'll put a link to it on the YouTube page. But as of right now, that is what we have. So, also, if you have yet to see the 2 new videos that I posted this past week up on the channel, please make sure you go and do that. I especially hope you guys go and watch the Christmas episode, because there will be some interesting stuff in there. If I do say so myself, it's one of my favorite videos that I've made. But then, of course, there's also the game video about last week. And then some changes I'll be talking about in tomorrow's video, hopefully. Going forward in the channel. Just normal stuff, small stuff. As well as some stuff we might do in the future. That's my New Year's episode video. But we will see. Okay. So we are back in Seattle. Geno Smith, it looks like, will be quarterbacking for the Seattle Seahawks this week. That is quite good, I guess, for them, but not so good for us because Geno Smith is he's kind of good. All right, but let's see what he can do to the Steelers defense. Geno Smith, alone in shotgun, sends a man in motion, takes the snap, he's looking, throws instantly. That is that is tipped by the defense and falls incomplete. So that is the first play for the Seahawks, falling incomplete. So we bring out a 2nd and 10 with 11:22 left to go in the first quarter, as the Seahawks have the ball from the 41-yard line after that turnover on downs. I honestly, if I was Mike Tomlin, I would not have gone for it on that last one, just based on the way the team has looked. But he wanted to, so Geno Smith out of the hands it off, and it gets to about the line of scrimmage, and it is no further. Calm it. Breathe. I am losing my crap right now. So, once we get halftime, I have some news to let everybody know based off of our conversation last week that I think you guys might all be interested in listening to, and one of our viewers already knows it because he was there. All right, Geno Smith in shotgun takes the snap, looking, pressure coming. T.J. Watt making his rounds. It's caught after being thrown. That thing is DK Metcalf, and he's brought down short of the first down line. That is going to be brought down on the 50, and this is number 87. Who is that? It's now 4th down and 1, meaning the Seahawks are probably going to go for it, just like we did on 4th and 5, which we probably should not have done. But, all right, and they are punting it, actually. So, probably the smarter move than whatever the crap that we did earlier this game. But it is what it is. The Steelers will be getting the ball back as the Seattle Seahawks, take it and punt it away. So this ball is going to fall down into the end zone as a touchback, and that is going to then be brought out to the 20-yard line. Apparently, the yardage is different. If you punt it into the end zone, it comes out on the 20-yard line, and if you kick it into the end zone, it comes out on the 25-yard line. Don't get it, but that's how it do be going. All right, so let me actually pop up over into here and close it on this. Last night after getting home from being in the car for 10.5 hours total, made my legs feel like a little tiny weak last night when, what the crap, hang on. Feel a little tiny weak last night when walking. I think I know what you mean. English obviously did not English, it seems there. But no, dude, I feel that. I don't know if I've told you guys the story, but when in my years of being a dude and simping for women, I took one of my friends whom I liked on a 20-hour road trip to Illinois to pick up one of her friends who ended up being her boyfriend, whom I didn't know about. Obviously, because if I did, I probably would not have accepted to go on this trip. But yeah, I drove for 20 straight hours, and by the time I got home, I did not ever want to do that trip again. I don't ever want to drive for that long straight ever again. That was ridiculous. But yeah, so I completely understand the whole feeling jelly legs after you get out of a car from a long drive. Plus, you had all that walking around just before that. So no, I feel that, dude. I really do. Man, this game is going to be... This is going to be a rough game. If these first starts are anything to say, this is going to be a pretty difficult game. All right. All right. So, as we get back, me don't know English, but we were in the car for 5 hours straight and stopped for a half hour. that 5 hours straight without moving. No, I feel that. Trust me, I completely get that. All right, Mason Rudolph in shotgun. Takes snaps, going to be faked handoff. He throws it deep down the sideline. That's going to be caught by Deontay Johnson, bobbled and intercepted. And he's taken down by George Pickens, who just a couple weeks ago was complaining that he didn't want to block because of his injury. But now Deontay Johnson bobbles and gives the ball back to Seattle. Are you kidding me? That was ridiculous. So they're reviewing the play right now. However, it looks like he stepped out of bounds before the ball started to come out. If that's the case, then that'd be awesome. But again, this is the crap that we were seeing last year with Deontay Johnson. This is the crap that we saw last year with Johnson. Like dropping the balls, not catching easy throws, running backwards, and fumbling the ball. This is what I'm used to seeing with this guy. And stuff like this is the reason that I say if we trade any player, we get rid of any player to pick up anyone else, I would get rid of Deontay Johnson first. Deontay Johnson or Najee Harris, but Najee Harris is getting better. Deontay Johnson's just not been doing anything for the team. And I'd be down to trade him for a better receiver. Like, get rid of him, bring in a free agent, like, I don't know who would be in the free agency. Maybe see if we can get, like, a Tyreek Hill or, like, a Nico Collins, maybe. But anyone, like a good receiver to bring in for, like, a 1-2 year contract to, like, really mentor George Pickens in the scene. Because we have some good receivers. We have George Pickens. We have Allen Robinson. We have Calvin Austin. We just need somebody to mentor them. And Deontay Johnson, he ain't that, man. Like, he's not that. But it is what it is. We'll see what happens, I guess. I just hope that the call gets overturned and the Steelers still have the ball at the spot where Deontay Johnson went out of bounds. But that was ridiculous. If you can't hold on to that ball, then why are you a wide receiver? Like, literally, I don't know if you guys have been watching, but he caught it like this, and then as he falls backwards, he just starts fumbling it. This is like the most secure you can have a ball. And, like, these guys are trained, I thought at least, to know how to fall backwards without getting injured. But, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Ooh, the UFL. That looks pretty good. The United Football League. Oh, that's a combination of the USFXL and the XFL. Yes, baby! Call reversed. All right, it's still Steelers ball. Oh, okay. So here's how this went down. Deontay Johnson did catch it and did fumble it, but if a player goes out of bounds and touches the ball while out of bounds, the ball is dead. And he swiped the ball away as he was falling out of bounds. So he accidentally killed that ball at the spot that he went out of bounds. So, all right, 1st and 10. It's going to be a handoff to Najee Harris, who's going to find a hole and make it down to about the 40 and down to about the 38 before he's brought down by defenders. The whistle was called a little bit before, so he might be marked down at the 40. Or not. Maybe it'll give him at the 37 or 38. And I'll make this a 2nd and 4 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, everything that I just said about Deontay Johnson, though, is completely true. Like, just because that call was overturned doesn't mean that I'm not kind of disappointed we still have him around. But, I mean, I said the same about Mason Rudolph, and look how he's been playing. All right, speaking of which, Mason Rudolph under center with one man in the backfield. Sends a man in motion, and it's going to be another handoff. This one to Najee again, and he's going to almost get to the line to gain, but he's not quite going to make it. And they're going to call him down a yard short. It's going to be a 3rd and 1. A 3rd and 1. We got Eddie Faulkner. He's the interim offensive coordinator for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Anybody is better to see on that sideline than Matt Canada. I would much rather see a dead fish on that sideline than Matt Canada calling our plays. Because at least a dead fish would probably call better plays. All right. Mason Rudolph in shotgun. They're going to try the tush push. And do they get it? Do they get it? Let's see what they do. And they got it! The tush push worked for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, what do we call that maneuver? Since, we're not Philly, so, we could call it the tush push. They call it the brotherly shove. What should we call it? I don't know. Give me some ideas. What should we call our version of the brotherly shove or the tush push? All right. Anyway, while y'all rack your brains on that, Mason Rudolph in shotgun with the back line up to his right. All right. Let's see. We got 5 seconds on the time clock. He takes a snap. It's gonna be a faked handoff to Jalen Warren. Mason Rudolph throws and is knocked away at the feet of, I think that was Connor Hayward, and it's gonna bring out 2nd down and 10. So the Seattle Seahawks defense is not playing around. I mean, our offense is looking shaky right now. They're not terrible. They're looking shaky though. So let's see. We'll see how things shake out. Knowing this team though, we're probably gonna. Well, you know what? I'm not even gonna say. Mason Rudolph in shotgun with the back line up to his left. Takes a snap. He's looking. It's going to be a handoff to Jalen Warren, who's going to put on the afterburners and get almost down to the line to gain. But it's not going to be enough, I don't think. They're going to bring it out a 3rd and 1. Or a 2nd and 1? I don't think that's a 2nd and 1. I think that's a 3rd and 1. That was 2nd and 10, right? And they're going to try the tush push again. And are they going to give it to him? They are 4th down. All right, so it is not it did not work this time. It did not work. So many teams trying the tush push at this point. And the Steelers look like they're going to go for it again on 4th and 1. Mason Rudolph back in formation. They're going to try it. And it looks like he's probably got it. He's on top of the pile. And they are going to call it. They called it. There we go. That's 2 successful tush push attempts in one drive. The terrible push. That just sounds like somebody failed at doing the tush push. All right, 1st down and 10. Holy crap. Two consecutive tush push attempts. Well, 3 of them. 2 of them successful. One of them probably got us like a half yard, which is good, I guess. Mason Rudolph under center with 1 man in the backfield. All right, sends a man in motion. Sends it back in motion. Takes a snap. It's going to be a pitch back to Najee Harris, who's going to find a hole, busts through, gets down to about what's the yard line? We got 2 yards to go until he makes a 1st down. So that was going to be a gain of 8. I'm not sure what yard marker he's down to. Was that the 10? That looks like a 3. This Steelers offense is absolutely clawing tooth and nail for every yard right now. Most of it on the ground, it seems. So, rushing yards, 44 for the Steelers, 1 for Seattle. All right, Mason Rudolph, once again, under center. Sends a man in motion with 1 man in the backfield. It's going to be another handoff to Najee Harris, who's going to get a 1st down and a little bit more, down to about the 20-yard line. So, ladies... What is... I don't know why this feels like a fever dream right now. This has been... one drive has spanned the better part of like 10 minutes, it seems. We have 4.5 minutes remaining in the 1st quarter. It's 1st and 10 from the Seattle 20-yard line. Mason Rudolph in shotgun once again with a back lined up to his left. Sends a man in motion and takes the snap. Looking, got time, throws, that is caught. That is Deontay Johnson, who gets a first down, tries to flutter step, but then is thrown down and a flag flies. Who is this flag on and why is it on the Steelers, probably? Let us see. The officials are going to come out and tell us, or they're going to leave us hanging, one of the two. All right, here it comes. Illegal motion for Pat Freiermuth. What was his illegal motion, though? Did he wave his hands in the air like he just don't care? Oh, I hope not. I hope not. Game is still 0-0 with 4 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Okay. How is that illegal motion? Anyway, it's 1st and 15 from the Seattle 32, it looks like. Or 36, sorry. It's going to be a handoff to Najee Harris. It's going to get down to the 30, maybe down to the 29 before he's brought down. It's going to bring it second down and like 7 or 8. I still don't understand what they were talking about illegal motion. That's one penalty that I don't understand quite yet, but I think as I continue to watch the game and do research for some of my videos, I'll come to understand. But as of right now, I do not. So Rudolph alone in shotgun as he sends Warren out to be a receiver. All right, takes the snap. Looking. It's going to be a quick pass over down to the 20-yard line. And is that George Pickens? It is! George Pickens with the completion. And the Steelers have once again acquired a first down. Now we got 2.5 minutes left to go in the quarter as the Steelers dominate playtime right now. As well as dominating the field. Putting the ball down as far as they can and fighting for every inch. Mason Rudolph takes the snap from the shotgun. It's going to be a handoff to Jaylen Warren, who's going to try and not get a lot. He's going to get like maybe 3 yards on that attempt. It's going to bring out second down at the Seattle 29-yard line. So, once we have... Can't speak. We are in the red zone, and Steelers have not been the most productive in the red zone. Just look at all of our games with Mitch Trubisky and Kenny Pickett. We can make it to the red zone, but it's getting out of the red zone into the end zone that counts. It's going to be another handoff to Jaylen Warren. He's going to find a hole. He's going to run for it, and it's a Steelers touchdown! Jaylen Warren in for the score, and that's going to bring the Steelers up to 6 points. If I can ever get... There we go. Up to 6 points, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if Pickens works out like last week. I hope he does. But Jaylen Warren finds a hole, capitalizes on it, uses some blocks, and is in for the 6-pointer. Oh, yeah. Jaylen Warren is our guy. I will tell you. And Boswell's kick is up, nearly blocked, but it is in for the extra point. The Pittsburgh Steelers lead at the end of the first quarter, almost the end of the first quarter. Got a minute and 47 seconds to go. 7-0. Oh, man. So the Steelers bite first. They don't get it on the first drive, but they get on the board before Seattle, meaning if every drive we go tit for tat, by the end of the game, the Steelers should have the advantage. However, the Steelers should have the advantage before all that is said and done. So let me share this stream real quick on a couple of different places. Because I completely forgot to share the stream on... Where are we looking? View your channel. See, go to Discord. Steel Nation promotions. And down to the Grossi Posse, which I am very happy that they allow us to do soft promotions on this on the Discord. Which I'm happy that I'm on the Discord. Somebody like gifted some subs, and one of my channels, because I got 3 to watch Tom Grossi at any given point in time, one of my channels got picked, and so now I'm just hanging out here, just like on the Discord with my main account, which is incredible. So yeah, okay, that is shared now, which is very good, very good. And let's move the ball now into Seattle's hands. Nothing fancy decorations today. Once the offseason comes up, I'm going to be doing some investment and maybe spending some money on getting some proper like scoreboards made, or like putting some time into building some proper scoreboards. Because like I like the design that we've got for these. The only issue is I'm not the greatest when it comes to visual design, so they kind of look a little bit janky. But you know, we figure things out. And I'll have a bunch of time off the off season, and I'll be able to like get all of the Ooh, I'm sorry, I got hiccups. I should be able to get all of the assets made in an advanced time frame before the stream starts, so I don't have to constantly be making the assets as we go throughout the week before games and such. So that should make my life a lot easier. All right, Boswell boots this one away, and it sails into the end zone for a touchback. So that is, we have 16 winning seasons under Mike Tomlin, and if we win to either today or next week, we will have a winning record again this season. Whew. Man, if we can get a winning record again this season, I'll be happy. Geno Smith out of shotgun catches and throws, and that is nearly picked off. Holy crap! That brings on a 2nd and 10. Don't hang your head, Rowie. You got this, man. You blocked it, and you almost got that interception. Keep your head held high. But that was incredible. It could have been an interception. It was not, though. It like soared through. Oh, it soared through his hands and hit the Seahawk in the chest. And then Joey Porter Jr., without knowing he had the ball, kind of shoved him. Didn't get called for pass interference or unnecessary roughness, which is good. Geno Smith in shotgun takes the snap. He's looking. Kind of quick toss down to number 9, who's going to take it and get down to about the 33-yard line before he's shoved out of bounds. This can be a gain of 8. It's going to be a 3rd down and 2. It's the most consecutive seasons without a losing record. Tom Landry with 21. Bill B with 19, Mike Tomlin with 16, and George Hollis with 16. So meaning if Mike Tomlin gets a winning record this season, he will no longer be tied for 3rd and will instead have 3rd, which is awesome. And if we really do have our team of the future, then he could honestly go on to surpass the 21 number. Geno Smith takes the snap, looking, throws, that is caught over the middle and down to the 39-yard line. This is number 87, brought down by Rowie, I don't know how you say his name, for a 1st down and just a little bit more. And that's going to just about bring that first quarter to an end. We have 25 seconds left on the play clock and 36 seconds left in the quarter. The Seahawks can get off one more play before the teams switch sides. So, Geno Smith in shotgun takes the snap. It's going to be a handoff to the running back, who's going to power through one of the defenders and get a gain of about 5. So we're going to 2nd down and 5. And that's going to bring this quarter to an end. So we head into quarter 2 here in Pittsburgh. All right, 2nd down and 6 for the Seahawks. At the end of the first quarter, we have a 7-0 lead for the Pittsburgh Steelers. A lot of 8 and 7 teams currently fighting for the playoff spot. All right, so it seems the Bengals game has in fact started. So while we chill during the quarter change ads, and I fix that, I'm going to go check on my fantasy team. Let's see. Let's go to this. Follow live matchup. Let's see. Joe Mixon has 1.4 points. Yo, what is up, Bob? How are you doing? Jelokowitz. I'm going to call you Bob, if that's okay with you. Speaking, you know what? We'll save that for later. I don't feel like grabbing either one of those things. And then I've got Justin Jefferson, who plays tonight at 8:20. So that's a game I'm going to be watching. Luckily, I don't work in the morning. All I do is go to, I think, my Nana's house for New Year's Eve dinner. What is caught around my... Oh, my headphone cords are always getting caught around my foot. Oh, man. This game it's not been as exciting as last week's game. It's definitely been a ride. I will tell you that much. Sorry, got distracted again. But yeah, this game has been quite interesting so far. One score up on the board, and it's the Steelers. Seahawks have not been able to make anything function, which I am A-okay with, as we need to completely win out in order to have any chance of making the playoffs. We need to win out, and we need Buffalo to lose next week, or we need the Colts to lose next week, I think, and we'll be in. If we lose one, we need a lot of help, and if we lose both, we are out. So, we at least need to win one and pray, or win both and still kind of pray, but I mean, the Bills almost lost to the Patriots, so who do they play next week? All right. So yeah, Geno Smith in under center. Sends the man in motion with one man in the backfield. It's going to be a faked handoff. Pressure comes. Geno Smith escapes the pressure, throws deep downfield, then is caught at the 30-yard line. He's forced out of bounds at the 25. I'm not too excited about next week's game. I am not either. If you saw what the Ravens just put up on the Dolphins, you wouldn't be either. That was ridiculous. The Bills. Let's see where the Bills are at next week. They play the Dolphins, meaning the Bills could possibly lose that game. And if they do, and if we win both games, then we're in, which is awesome. Geno Smith under center. It's going to be another handoff. And this one goes to the 15 to the 14-yard line. Seattle, coming into the second quarter, have put on the afterburners. Where was this Seahawks in the first quarter? They have absolutely destroyed on their first two plays, even with a really tough Steelers defense barreling down on them. So let's see. That's Walker the third, number 9. Geno Smith once again under center. It's going to be another handoff to Walker Smith. And he's going to get in easily for a Seattle touchdown. Bring them up to 6 points as well. And with the completed field goal, they will also be up to 7. So the Seattle Seahawks, after seeing what the Steelers have done, have decided to quit toying with their food and started destroying our defense. So what happened? I don't know what happened between quarters. Did they all do cocaine or something? Ooh, I probably should not have said that. That's probably not a great thing to say. Anyway, all right. And Seattle puts the field goal up, and it is good. So the score is now 7-7, and the ball will be in Steelers' hands. And we go back to commercials after like a minute of actual football. There are more commercials in these games than there is actual football. And it's getting ridiculous. All right. So, the Steelers need to not fall behind on this drive. We need to get it down the field. Honestly, I'd be okay if we took as long as possible, capitalize on the play time, and keep the Seahawks from being able to do anything. But as long as it ends in a touchdown, I'm okay with that. If we just keep running the ball and running the clock down the whole game, that'd be perfect. Jaylen Warren, though, is going to be very necessary in keeping the Seattle defense at bay, because he is definitely a lot better than some people give him credit for. And he's a lot better than our record shows. Because without the proper throwing game, defenses are going to get wise to how good Warren is, and they're just going to keep on. And if we just keep doing like the run game, they're going to keep blocking for the run game, and we're never going to be able to make anything happen. So we need a good passing game in order to open up the run game. And vice versa, because if you can trick the defense into thinking you're going to run, but instead you're going to throw, then it's going to be a lot easier for you to win football games. Especially in the red zone. All right. Man, DK Metcalf blocking for the running back. Just stuffing Joey Porter Jr. That is ridiculous. Also, this is a pen. This is not anything else. Just so that way you are aware. This is a pen. I just have ADHD. I need to have something in my hand to keep me busy. Alright, so let's see. Have the Seahawks booted away. They have just now. And that is going to fly into the end zone for a touchback. I know I'm a little late, but what is your final prediction? That's a tough one. It really, you see, I don't do final predictions is the thing, because like you never know what the score is going to look like. I predict the Steelers beat the Seahawks because I'm a Steelers fan and I always predict that we're going to beat everybody we play. Final prediction. Something like 30-28 probably. All right. Mason Rudolph in shotgun with the back lined up to his right. Sends a man in motion. Takes the snap. It's going to high snap. It's going to hand it off to Jaylen Warren, who's going to get a hole. And he's going to make a first down. Down to the 40. He breaks some tackles. Breaks another down to almost midfield on a single run. Jaylen Warren. That's why he's a Steeler, baby. But yeah, something like a 30-28 sort of game. A very close game. But I have the Steelers on top because we drew first blood. And if we keep doing stuff like this, who knows? Who knows what we'll do? All right. Mason Rudolph in shotgun with the back lined up to his left again. Sorry. 3, 2. Takes a snap. Drops back. He's looking. Throws as he's about to get hit. That is caught. George Pickens down. He fumbles. It goes out of bounds. And that's the second fumble of the game. And so George Pickens beats his man, catches the ball, runs, loses it. What is happening? Absolutely Warren doing what we need, but what is happening with our receivers? That's the second fumble. Luckily, that one went out of bounds. And I was going to bring out a 1st and 10, but holy crap, that could have been really bad. Mason Rudolph under center with one man in the backfield. Sends a man in motion. pauses his motion, hands off to Najee Harris, who gets brought down 2 yards before the line of scrimmage. That's going to be a loss of 2. Okay, Chiefs playing Bengals. Chiefs get a touchdown. Bengals have a field goal. Who are we rooting for in this Chiefs game? I don't know. I'm rooting for Joe Mixon to have a good day. Other than that, I don't think I care. As long as whoever loses... actually, I think I want the Chiefs to win. All right, Mason Rudolph in shotgun. Takes the snap. It's going to be a handoff to Jaylen Warren, who's going to go down the sideline, and he's going to be brought down. That was a rough tackle. He was brought down by the back of his neck. That was not great. 3rd and long. 3rd and 8 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. The score is 7-7. We are in the red zone, which is where we always seem to fall short. So, Mason Rudolph putting a bunch of signals up. Maybe he's having issues communicating with his offensive coordinator. So Pittsburgh goes and takes their second time out. It seems like the communication between offensive coordinator and Mason Rudolph is not going very well. Maybe like the microphone in the helmet or the speaker was broken or something. But hopefully we can get that fixed. Chiefs, because I have patty machines and cheerleaders defense. What? I don't... Oh, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs defense. Okay. I don't know what you were trying to get at there. That took me a second. All right. Mason Rudolph alone in shotgun. Takes the snap. Drops back looking. Pocket collapses. Mason Rudolph is sacked at the 20. And the Steelers with a 4th down. And that's going to bring out the field goal unit probably. Yikes. And luckily Broderick Jones holds his own man. Like, that's really all I'm looking for, is to see if our rookie does a decent job. But the rest of our line collapsed like a bunch of cheerleaders. You were just saying, yeah, I can tell. I can definitely tell. All right, and Chris Boswell is out to kick the field goal, and it is good. So that brings the score to 10 points. So the Pittsburgh Steelers, once again leading, but not by much. And the ball's going to go back to Seattle. That's not what I wanted to happen. There we go. Oh, man. That's a lot of A-listers in a Geico commercial. Is that key just sitting there? My guy had no lines in that commercial. You just sat there. I need to turn this down so I don't keep getting... what's the word? Distracted by commercials. Man. Field goal. So the Steelers get it down the field and then once again fall short in the red zone. That is classic 2023 Pittsburgh Steelers football. I question this team at times, and this is why. Like, my guys, how can you not either, if you can't make it in the red zone, start trying to get a touchdown from further out, or learn how to make it in the red zone? Well, I guess I can't blame them too much. I play Madden, and that's very difficult to do anything in the red zone. Though I have just won 2 Super Bowls and lost in an AFC Championship game, so I don't know. Maybe it's just me. All right, we are back in Seattle. I don't know why I thought these last 2 games were going to be played at home. I mean, they're being played at home for the away teams, or the other teams, but not for us. Alright, so, I'm just showing us some highlights from the first quarter. This is Lumen Field, that's right. Alright, Steelers rush offense. 17 rushes for 100 yards already. 5.9 yards per carry, and 1 rushing touchdown. Jalen Warren has 1,000 yards, and Najee's not far behind this year. That's actually really awesome. And Jalen's got 3 less touches than Najee does. All right, Boswell. Booting the ball into Seattle territory as it soars through the end zone once again. So Seattle's back up on the field. They are getting ready to put some more points on the board. I see, that's some terrible towels. So it looks like the Seahawks definitely have a much more loyal fan base than a lot of other places we've been to. But let's see just how many Steelers fans I can spot while the game goes on. Oh, what's that? All right. Geno Smith under center, sends a man in motion, fakes a handoff, and the blitz comes. He goes to throw. That's caught. The running back, he gets a couple blocks, gets a first down, and then is brought down out of bounds by number 92 of the Steelers defense. What are all those notifications? Joe Mixon has 2.8. I haven't checked on any of my other fantasy leagues. Oh well, I'll check on those after the stream. All right, Seattle Seahawks have another set of another set of downs, and are going to continue moving the ball as the second half continues on. 9 minutes to go in the second quarter. Geno Smith from under center takes the snap, throws it. That is caught. Number 87 down the middle of the field, past midfield to about the 43-yard line of the Steelers. Steelers really need to start blocking this guy, or like covering him, a lot better than they have. Because they are just letting Geno Smith get the ball to him quickly. And is that Metcalf? That is, I don't know if that's Metcalf or not. I don't know what number Metcalf is. Let me look. I know somebody has Metcalf. All right. Anyway, Geno Smith is going to be a handoff to the running back, and he's going to be finally brought down, but not before gaining about 6 yards on the run. It was very explosive just then. Let's see. We're looking for DK Metcalf. What number is he? Okay, DK Metcalf is 14, so 87 is not DK Metcalf. Is he Tyler Lockett? He is not. Huh. Okay, well, I'll have to see if I can see the jersey name when he catches the ball next, because he will. All right, Geno Smith under center. He does a lot from under center. And one of the offensive players moves, and that's going to be called on a false start. All right, 5-yard penalty for the Seahawks. And that's going to put them back a little bit, but that's not going to be a lot. So it's still going to be 2nd down and 8 for Seattle. You know, like, the way that they have, that some teams have been able to use the delay of game penalties to kind of, like, give themselves better field goal position. I'm sure a lot of teams have used, like, penalties like that as an attempt to get themselves either better field position for something or, well, that's a 1st down run for the Seahawks. There's a fight between Walker the third, number 9, and Steeler number 29. Punches were thrown. A football was thrown at the Steelers defender, and then Kenneth Walker just like, yikes. Kenneth Walker hits him with a football. Then the Steeler punches him in the face. Kenneth Walker, yeah, he gets brought down by number 25. Eric Rowe took him down. And then he stood up and just, like, punched him. Like, it was ridiculous. All right, Geno Smith takes the snap from the shotgun, throws it. That is caught. That is DK Metcalf, and he is brought down by number 93, 24, and looks like 25 all at the same time. The Steelers are not blocking anybody on the Seahawks. What is happening? Oh, I know what happened. I know what happened to our secondary. One of our safeties got ejected for no reason, and our other safety is hurt once again. That explains why our secondary is hot garbage. Luckily, we still have Joey Porter Jr., who hasn't looked so hot in this game, but we will see. All right. From the shotgun, Geno Smith with a back lined up to his right. Steelers, the secondary, looking very bare. Takes the snap. Looks to throw into the end zone and over the head of number 87. Was thrown quite a bit wide. Ooh! Did Mixon catch a touchdown? He did. My dude. Mixon's got 12 points now. I'm already up to 92 points. That's pretty good. It's actually really good. All right. Joey Porter Jr. is down on one knee. That is not good. With an official standing by, the Steelers medic team comes out onto the field to see what's going on. And Porter is being helped off the field to the sideline. No, he's not being helped. He is walking off under his own power to the sideline. That is a big loss if that ends up being a game-long thing, because Porter is like the only good secondary player we have right now. And that's going to suck if he has to sit out the rest of this game, because that's going to mean we don't have a secondary anymore. So let's see. Let's hope that that's not a long-term injury. But anyway, Geno Smith under center with one man in the backfield. 6 minutes to go in the quarter. Takes the snap. It's gonna be a handoff to Walker, who's gonna trip and fall at about the 6-yard line. That's gonna be out third down. That's gonna be a 3rd and 6. So the Steelers need to defend the run, and we also need to start covering receivers. That's the thing. I don't know if we're doing zone coverage or what, but it sure ain't working. All right. Geno Smith in shotgun with a... Nope, he's in shotgun with the back lined up to his left. Takes the snap. Takes the handoff, but a flag comes out. And who's that going to be on? An offensive false start on Seattle, number 67. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty, pretty much negating all of what that last play did for them. So it's going to be a 3rd down and 11 for Seattle. Joey Porter Jr. putting his helmet back on. Looks like he's going to go out here soon, hopefully. All right, Geno Smith in shotgun. Takes the snap. He's looking, dropping back. Pressure coming. He throws. That is caught for a touchdown, because of course it was. Because of course it was. All right, so that's going to bring the Seahawks, the freaking Seahawks, to 13. And nobody, I won't say nobody was covering him. And that was Jackson Smith and Jigba with that touchdown reception. Now we wait to see if they can put up a field goal. But of course, that's how the Seattle responds to our field goal drive. All right, and the Seattle kick is away, and it is good. So that brings their score to 14. And the ball is then going to be in Steelers' hands. That was a rough series. Our secondary is trash. Without KZ and without Minka Fitzpatrick, we do not look very good. Like me without a mustache. I don't like how I look with a bare upper lip. But we are getting there, ladies and gentlemen. The Steelers, in most games, we would not have been able to even put up this many points so far, just based on how the offenses looked. But because we are looking better this week, we have been able to put up 10 points. Hopefully, though, we can put up some more, because I want to put up a lot more points than just 10. We want to win this game. And right now, we're down by by more than a field goal, sorry. So we need to get a touchdown and more to not only take the lead, but to have a steady lead. Man, today's going to be a long day. Oh. Oh, man. What is this? Hard Knocks. That's interesting. All right. Anyway, look at that. Cincinnati is in the red zone again. Nice. All right. So we are back in Seattle for the Steelers' next drive. Seahawks are up and they boot it away, and that soars down to the end zone. As can be another touchback. Baltimore just clinched the #1 seed in the AFC, and the 49ers clinched it in the NFC. Meaning Baltimore might not have anything to play for next week. I mean, we might actually beat them. All right. And now here we go from the 25-yard line. Mason Rudolph in shotgun with one man lined up to his back. It's going to be a handoff to Najee Harris, who's going to think he finds a hole, but he's only going to get down to about the 28, 29-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 3 or 4. Oh. I would do. All right, Mason Rudolph under center with one man in the backfield. Sends a man in motion. It's gonna be another fakes the handoff, rolls out to his to his right, and he gets himself out of bounds. Gain of like 3. Sorry, he rolls out to his right. I think it said his right. And that's gonna be a 3rd down and 4 for the Steelers. All right, 3rd and 4. So we should be able to make this. So on 3rd down conversions this game, we are 2 for 5. And the Seahawks are 2 for 3. I mean, we've had a lot more 4th downs than we've had our 3rd downs we have had to try to convert so far this game. Let's hope we can make this a 3 for 6 on 3rd down conversions. All right, Mason Rudolph in shotgun with him back lined up to his right. Low snap, throws, is caught, and over the line by number 88, Freiermuth. Almost breaks the tackle, gets down to about the 44-yard line of the Seahawks, before he is finally brought down after getting tripped up. And that snap was garbage, man. Pat Freiermuth, the tight end, makes a big play for the Steelers, gets us that third down conversion that we needed, and now gets to chill out on the sideline for a second after his one catch of the game so far. I mean, hey, one catch that gets us a first down is better than nothing. All right, Mason Rudolph under center with one man in the backfield. Sends a man in motion. Sends him back in motion. Pitches it back to Najee Harris, who finds a hole, runs into a Steeler, and like stays on his feet while being tugged down by a defender and gets like 20 yards maybe? Down to like the 25-yard line of the Seattle Seahawks. Najee Harris also been putting on the afterburners today. Finds a hole, but runs into his own defender, uses a defender to prop him up, and just keeps on going. Like, he trips himself up and then just, like, grabs onto a Seahawks jersey and just pulls himself up, or, like, his shoulder or something. He didn't hold. At least he wasn't called for it. All right, Mason Rudolph in shotgun, takes a snap, to another handoff to Najee Harris, goes into the pile and gets, like, 3, maybe 4 yards off of that play, bringing out a second down. Okay, that was a lot of talking in a very short amount of time. Rushing yards so far, 134 for the Steelers to 49 for the Seahawks. It's currently 10-14. Steelers losing by 4 with 2 minutes to go, or 2:10 to go in this second quarter, and they are probably going to let this go down to the 2-minute warning. It seems as the clock hits the 2-minute warning, and we are now. We are now at the 2-minute warning, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to check some of my other fantasy leagues. Alright, let's see. Quakers. What am I looking at? I'm not sure. Not bad. Who do I have? I have Freiermuth. Oh, I see. And then Fowlers. And Revengers. Or Ravagers. We look at it. Killikaz. Oh, we should win. Alright. Well, back to Steel Nation. That was funny. Alright. So at the 2-minute warning, the Pittsburgh Steelers are at the 20-yard line, around the 20-yard line, in the red zone. And so far, we have been quite not great in the red zone this season. So let's hope that we can prove the stereotype wrong. All right, we are back to Seattle with a beautiful shot of the Space Needle, a building I was unable to get in the photo for this week's game just because of how big the team logos are on the image, unfortunately. But next season I will find a way to make it much more reliable, I guess, and I can get like more of the city skylines in each of the photos. All right, Mason Rudolph is under center with one man in the backfield. Sends a man in motion. And takes a snap. It's going to be a handoff to Najee, who breaks the tackle and gets back down to the line of scrimmage and maybe a couple of more, which brings out third down for the Steelers. It's going to be a 3rd and 4. Najee could not get much more than that. He got wrapped up immediately in the backfield, was able to break free before being wrapped up again, and that time brought down for a gain of 2. I think somebody just took a timeout, but I didn't see who. We'll have to see. Was it Seattle? It was. Seattle took their first timeout. Let me just move that back to where it was supposed to be. And then remove it. And then Steelers break the huddle and are now up, ready to go. Kenny Pickett. Not Kenny Pickett. Mason Rudolph in shotgun. No man in the backfield. He takes the snap. Throws. That is caught by Deontay Johnson for a first down at the 10-yard line. With 1:46 to go, as Deontay Johnson goes out of bounds, we get that first down that we needed and an extra yard or 2 out at the 10. Mason Rudolph from shotgun. It's going to be a handoff to Jaylen Warren, who's going to try to break through a couple of defenders, but doesn't get very far. Gets a couple, maybe 2. But that brings out a second and goal, probably like 2nd and 8 or something like that. And Seattle takes another timeout. So both teams now have 1 timeout remaining in this competition. All right, let's see how we're looking for the wild card or playoffs for the NFC. Eagles currently still have the first seed with the Rams and Seahawks. Oh wait, no, this is the wild card race. Sorry, this is not the full thing. What's the sad face for? Mason Rudolph under center, hands it off to Najee, who runs up the middle and keeps going, but it's fumbled. Do we pick it up? But it's a touchdown, Steelers. So the 2 officials called it a touchdown. They're still talking, though. They showed the touchdown graphic. And that's a Pittsburgh Steelers touchdown. And so that's going to be 16. Crosses the plane. There we go. He crosses the plane. Oh, wait. Are they... So they're reviewing the scoring play. We're going to see. So we're going to keep the score at 16 here right now until the officials come back and say what the ruling is. And they confirm it, baby. It is 16-14. Steelers up by 2. And he broke that plane by the smallest of fractions before his knee hit the ground. But he did, in fact, break the plane. And that is exciting. How are we looking? Joe Mixon has got... where are we at? 12 points still. And Chris Boswell puts up, and the extra point is good. So it's 17-14. Steelers up by a field goal once again. What a way to come back to life. The Steelers, 17-14. Mason Rudolph. I have no words right now. I've said that Mason Rudolph was not nearly as bad as people thought he was when under Big Ben. However, I didn't think he was this good to lead this team to not even just decent games, but like good scoring games. We haven't been up 17 points in the first half in a long time, except for maybe last week. But this game has just been clawing and nagging and tooth and nail, whereas last week was just beautiful. It was rainbows. That's the only difference that I can make. Like, this week has been the Monster Pit. Last week has been the Monster Mash. As long as we win this game, I'll have a great 2020. Dude, I always say, I don't care about fantasy as long as the Steelers win. If the Steelers win and I lose fantasy, I'm okay. If I win fantasy and the Steelers lose, I'm not okay. If the Steelers lose and my fantasy team loses, I might throw a piano at someone. It'll be even better if we win next week. Dude, the Ravens just clinched the first seed in the AFC. They can't lose it now. They're going to rest their starters next week, hopefully. So it should be a lot easier for us then. Even with if we put Kenny Pickett back in. But we don't want to get complacent. Because if we get complacent, that is how bad things happen. So we need to play like it's the Super Bowl against the Ravens. All right. So on this New Year's Eve, the Steelers up 14-17 as we return to Seattle. The Seahawks are back to receive the kick, and the Steelers are out to kick it away in a couple of seconds, maybe. All right, we're waiting. We're waiting. Waiting. And the Steelers boot one away into the back of the end zone. And so that's going to be brought out to the 25-yard line. Got a minute and a half left to go in this first half of the game. Steelers are up by 3, 17-14. Seahawks get the ball with a minute and a half to drive down the field. It's going to be first and 10 from Seahawks 25-yard line. TJ Watt is ready for blood. Geno Smith in shotgun with the back lined up to his right. Let's see, 7 seconds. 6, and the man in motion takes a snap. Fakes the handoff. Pressure coming. Pocket collapses. Geno Smith rolls out. And the throw is incomplete. Thought it could have almost been a fumble, but he did not have complete control of the football before he came down. So that is an incomplete pass. He was hit with the ball and drops it. So that is number 36, I think, Sullivan for the Steelers defense with that tackle. Geno Smith in shotgun with the back line to his left. Takes the snap. Looking. Pocket starting to close. As caught and tackled. That's number 26. That's going to be a gain of 4 or 5. Got a minute and 20 left to go in the half. All right, 3rd and 6. They continue to run the clock. They don't use their timeout. Down to the 1-minute mark as they're going to keep going. Geno Smith in shotgun with the back lined up to his right. Takes the snap, dropping back, looking. Pocket collapses. TJ Watt is in. Geno Smith on the run, and TJ Watt brings him down just shy of the line to gain. That's going to bring out a 4th down for the Seahawks. And Steelers call their final timeout of the half. TJ Watt, the man, the myth, the machine, with the stop there. What a beautiful player TJ Watt is. He is incredible. One of, if not, the best defensive player in the game as we speak. It's 4th and 1 for the Seahawks. It looks like they're going to go for it. TJ Watt is off the field and off to the locker room, it looks like. They are not going to go for it. They're going to punt it away. And Calvin Austin III is back to return it with 45 seconds left to go in the half. Sorry. And I think this might be the first punt of the game, actually. And the punt is away. And it drops down around the... It bounces into the end zone. So with 36 seconds to go, the Steelers will get the football at the 20-yard line. All right, so Jalen Warren and Najee Harris join a very distinct club of Steelers duo running back teams who each have 1,000 scrimmage yards in their season. And that is incredible. There's only three other duos in that thing. Mason Rudolph in shotgun, takes the snap, fires, that is caught, and that is Pat Freiermuth. 28 seconds to go. That's going to be a gain of about 5. 2nd and 5, 23 seconds left on the game clock. Mason Rudolph in shotgun. 18 seconds to go in the quarter. Takes the snap, looking to throw. Throws it back to Freiermuth, who cannot get out of bounds. They got 10 seconds left to go, and they're going to run the clock out. Steelers trying to make something happen, but could not. Actually, I think that might have been Jalen Warren. And ladies and gentlemen, this half comes to a close. The Steelers are up 17-14 against the Seattle Seahawks. And that brings us to the halftime. So let me pull up our games for the week, and we will now talk about them. So, if you have been paying attention this week to football, you will know there was a game on Thursday and a game on Saturday. Thursday night's game, we had the Jets traveling to the armpit of the Northeast, to Cleveland, Ohio, to face off against the Browns in a game that ended Jets 20, Browns 37, locking the Browns into the playoffs because of course it did. Because of course they won that game. Oh well. And I think I hear people coming up the stairs. I know they're on their way. What was that? I hear you. I heard all of you. What the crap? Hi, Kathy.
Hi.
Wait, Mom, why are you guys there?
Hi. Did you think
What?
it's New Year's?
Oh, you guys are downstairs? Wait, where are you guys?
No, we are at Akron Children's Hospital.
Oh.
We came to see Walter.
Oh, okay.
He's making the noise in the background.
How's he doing? I can't see you guys. His dad has a phone tilted right.
What? There's Walter. Hi, Walter.
You know the dad's showing the camera this, right? Like this is
I know.
on
That's why I kept
YouTube.
it quick.
Okay, I didn't know if you guys were aware.
Oh, she knows.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we wanted to wish everybody a Happy New Year's. But we also wanted to give a shout out to Akron Children's Hospital because they've done an amazing job, phenomenal, taking care of our nephew, your cousin. So we want to sing to everybody. You ready?
All right, go ahead.
All right. Should all acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should all acquaintance be forgot? His name is Bob, not Ben.
I'm gonna smack you with him now. Man, that was so good until that last part right there.
Happy New Year. See you all next
Happy
year.
New Year.
Go Steelers.
Go Steelers. Oh, don't trip. Oh, man. What are they going to come up with next week for the final stream? I have no idea. All right. So let's get back to our halftime show, and let's talk about that Lions-Cowboys game. Lions travel to Dallas to lose to the Cowboys 19-20, but it's not fair to say they lost to the Cowboys because they lost to the refs. Let's be honest here. They lost to the refs in that game. They got screwed over time and time again by the refs. And this season has been awful for ref ball. It's been insane. The number of false flags that have been thrown and bad calls that have been made is just ridiculous. And the Lions are just another victim of the refs' idiotic calls this season. And I can't stop hiccuping now. But so the Cowboys won 20-19, cementing that the Lions cannot win the first overall seed, which would have been cool, but it is what it is. Next up, we have the 1 o'clock games from today, starting with Titans-Texans. Titans get demolished by the Texans with the return of C.J. Stroud, 26-3. Falcons also get demolished by the Bears, 37-17. Dolphins-Ravens. Dolphins. I didn't see the score for this game. The Ravens just took the Dolphins out back and whooped them with a paddle. Dolphins going into Baltimore and lose 19-56. 56! Dear Lord, that is insane. Saints-Buccaneers. Saints actually pull off this win, which I didn't think was possible, beating Buccaneers in Tampa Bay at 23-13. Patriots have a really close game against the Bills, in which the Bills did not look all that great, putting up 21 points to their 27. Bills still ended up winning, though. However, the other bad team in the NFL, the Arizona Cardinals, upset the Philadelphia Eagles in a 35-31 offensive slugfest of a matchup. The Philadelphia Eagles are falling hard, and it seems as though Icarus has just flown too close to the sun. Next up, we have the Panthers, unsurprisingly, getting 0 points against the Jacksonville Jaguars, followed by the Raiders, falling off their golden pedestal from last week and scoring 20 to the Colts 23. We then have the Rams beating the Giants by 1 point, 26-25, because the Giants had to go for 2 on their last possession instead of putting it into overtime and trying their luck there. And then the 49ers cement themselves as the number 1 seed in the NFC by putting up an extra 17 points on the Commanders, 27-10. Now at halftime, we have 2 games and 1 game that's not yet at halftime. Steelers 17-14 that we were just watching. The Bengals currently sitting 17 to the Chiefs 10 at the end of the second quarter with 1:52 remaining. And then the Chargers and Broncos. Broncos beating the Chargers 10-3. Then tonight, we don't have a Monday night game, which makes sense because Monday is New Year's Day. But tonight, we see the Packers take on the Vikings at 8:20 p.m. I will not be streaming that game. Next year, I want to start streaming maybe Sunday night games. Or one of the other primetime games, but with the job that I have and with moving to third shifts, I don't know if I'll even be able to stream the Steelers Sunday night games. Though what I might be able to do is take a couple of days, like some of my days off, and like schedule them for the day after we do a late game. or the day that we do a late game, so that way I can watch the game and then go to sleep instead of watch the game, have to leave halfway through the third quarter to go to work. So I might do that depending on how many primetime games we have. Because if we have a lot of primetime games, then I'm not doing that. If we have 2, then I might. But that is your look around the league for Week 17. And now, it is time for your entertainment. Real quick, who all is here that was involved in last week's conversation? Who is interested in a little bit of gossip, a little bit of news from your favorite football personality, aka this guy. I don't know who else here. We have 10 people in the chat. How long do we have on halftime? I think we've been sitting around for about 8 or so minutes. So we'll see if we have time to get into any of that, the gossip that I have for you guys. I'm also going to check my texts just to, be sure. Yep, still nothing. Great. Oh well, I didn't expect much. Oh well. Andy, you are still here, and my camera froze, so give me a second to fix that. Alright. I don't know if you are watching, Dad, but I had no plan on it. I will also text you just to let you know, because I also don't know anything. Yo, it's a whiskey! What's up, my man? Because when today my Lions were robbed versus the Cowboys. Dude, I was talking about that just a little bit ago. This year has been the ref ball at its worst. It's been awful. I don't know what can be done is the thing. Like, I would love to have seen the Lions win. I would love to see them take the number 1 seed in the NFC. But what can you do in a scenario where the refs are not on your side? Let me text my mom real quick. But yeah, like, the refs have just been terrible this season, and you guys are just the latest victims of the refs being the refs. And this is a big reason why I believe that the refs should be NFL employees and not independent contractors, like I think they are. Because if they're NFL employees, then they're not really worried about whether or not they're going to get a job next season. And plus, I think most refs should be like previous like players instead of what I think it is, which is like refs from like high school and like college football teams that move up into the NFL. It should be previous players or coaches calling these fouls because they know what ones to call, like what ones are egregious and what ones to let stand for the sake of the game. They'd also know not to call BS that shouldn't even be called. But yeah, I hope you guys win next week. And honestly, I'm rooting for the Lions to make a deep playoff run because, like, for one, I hate the Packers with so much of my being. I mean, obviously, I hate the Browns most of all, but the Packers are definitely up there. It goes like Browns, Cowboys, Ravens, Raiders, Packers at the moment. But also like the Lions haven't had a really good season in 70 years? Like, you guys really deserve this. It's insane. Though, I'm still going to be rooting for the Steelers to make the Super Bowl. And if we do win the Super Bowl, I'm going to be rooting for us to whoop you guys something fierce. Oh, did it freeze? Did it freeze? It did not. Okay. Every time I talk, my nose, I need to figure out what's going on. Maybe put some, get some moisturizer up here that I can put on my nose so it doesn't end up making me look like Rudolph. It looks like we are returning to the field, maybe. We will see, though. They are talking up in the sound booth. Next, and I was telling everybody, next season I'm gonna have a lot more preparations. Hopefully, now that some things have happened, we have I got a new studio that I can start putting together for these types of streams and videos and stuff. We'll see though, and then I'm also thinking about hopefully soon getting my own place. So I'll be on my own with my like in my own place with a separate room for my studio and like my editing and stuff. So maybe eventually I can move out of my bedroom, but we will see. I kind of like the flags and stuff in my backdrop, so I think I'll move that all over. But the other things like that bookshelf back there, I'd like to turn it so you can see more of the contents. There's a map of Middle Earth back there that I would like you to be able to see more clearly. That sword over here. There's another sword here, and then up here as well. And then I just want to get like that piano and stuff out of here. Just so that way I'm not like you're not constantly seeing all that crap behind me. All right. Hey man, we faced it in the past, but this year the Lions haven't been screwed that much. I don't care how it happens, but some accountability for the refs is needed. Absolutely. The refs need to be held as accountable as the players, if not more. All right, Steelers are back to kick this ball away, and I forgot the Seahawks are getting it to start off the second quarter. And this falls down to the 10-yard line, and the return, that was a rough tackle down to the 35-yard line for the Seattle Seahawks, so they're going to get a little bit better field position than if we would have just kicked it through the end zone. All right, so the start of the third quarter, Steelers lead 17-14, but the Seahawks get it back to begin this drive. All right, so Geno Smith under center, a place he loves to be apparently, with one man in the backfield. Takes a snap, it's going to be a faked handoff, and pressure coming, he throws, it's going to be caught by number 19, and he's going to get the ball to about the 40 before he's brought down, and it's going to be a second down and 4. Second down and 6, sorry, that's going to be DK Metcalf, it looks like they got that. Our injury update. Abraham Lucas, the tackle for Seattle, is out with a knee injury. He will not return to the game. Let me fix the markers real quick. Q3. And it's going to be a throw from... Geno Smith throw, first down, and brought out of bounds. Grab this. That's 20 yards for Geno Smith to number 87. Oh my gosh. My nose itches so badly. And I don't know. I need to put some moisturizer on it before I start doing anything, it seems. Anyway, sorry, there's 84. Geno Smith under center. Sends a man in motion with one man in the backfield. Takes the snap. It's going to be a handoff to the running back, number 9, who's going to get wrapped up at the line of scrimmage and might get 1 yard. But that's about it. Bringing out second down and 9. Geno Smith, under pressure, has 5 passing touchdowns, ranked 4th in the NFL, a completion rating of 69.3, which is 6th in the NFL, and a completion percentage of 46%, which is 7th in the NFL. So Geno Smith has not been doing too bad. In fact, he's one of the better quarterbacks under pressure, but we have a Seahawk down currently. It's like a big movie name. All right, Geno Smith is practicing snaps along the sideline, it seems, from under center, as we go to commercial to check on the injured Seahawk. All these ads. I wish there was a way that you could like pay for the games and not get the ads. Like we pay $500 a year for NFL Sunday Ticket, and we still get all these ads. It's like, what's the point at this point? Like we're paying to see the games and the ads. Like I don't think $500 is like I don't think seeing all the games and still getting ads is worth $500. For that amount of money, we shouldn't be seeing the ads. But you know, it is what it is. NFL just has to have their money, I guess. Also, apparently George Pickens got fined on his touchdown run, his second touchdown run in the game, because he pointed at a defender. It's ridiculous. It's like you can't do anything in the NFL without getting fined. One of these days they're going to fine you for breathing wrong on a touchdown run. Oh man, come on Steelers, we can get that ball back. But first we need to get back to the actual game. Ooh, that was the center that got injured. They had to take him off the field and into the blue tent. That's why Geno Smith was practicing with the guy on the sideline. It was the new center. All right, Geno Smith in shotgun with a back lined up to his right. Sends him in motion. Takes the snap from the new center. It's going to be a quick pass to 87, who's going to get the first down. And they're going to be at the Pittsburgh's 30. Once again, the Steelers have been unable to make anything happen on this drive. And the Seahawks have been just punching through them like Swiss cheese. Seahawks utilizing the fact the Steelers secondary is not looking great to punch us in the face over and over again. Geno Smith under center with one man in the backfield. Sends a man in motion. It's going to be a handoff to the running back who has a hole, running, tries to get around some defenders, gets around them, and is brought down at the 6-yard line by number 16, but there's a flag out on the play. And it's coming back, and it's holding on the Seahawks. So that play is no longer valid. And that holding is on offense number 14. It's DK Metcalf, baby. DK Metcalf called with a holding call. Oh, and he's holding on Joey Porter Jr. Dang. So DK Metcalf knows that Joey Porter Jr. is a beast on the field, and so he held him away just so hopefully he didn't go and get Walker. So Seahawks, Geno Smith takes the snap from the shotgun, looking, throws. Going to be a screen pass. He gets past some defenders, past the line of scrimmage to about the 30 before he's brought down, and that's going to be a second down. And is now 2nd and 9 for the Seahawks. From the Pittsburgh 30 once again. All right, Geno Smith from shotgun takes the snap, throws over the middle, that is caught, and he is wrapped up as DK Metcalf. Gets a gain of 4 or 5. That's going to be a 3rd down and 4 for the Seahawks. All right, what is at stake for the Steelers? We can stay alive in the playoffs with a win. We are eliminated with a loss today and a Chargers win. So if the Chargers win today and we lose, then we are eliminated from playoff contention. But if the Chargers lose today and the Steelers lose as well, we are not eliminated. All right, Geno Smith in shotgun with the back lined up to his right, taking the snap, looking, pressure coming, throws, overthrown. The intended receiver was Lockett, number 16, and that brings down a 4th and 4. Geno Smith exits the field as the field goal unit seems to come on to the field. All right, and the Seahawks are going to attempt a field goal. How many yards is this? It is a 43-yard attempt from Jason Myers from the right hash. He takes the snap, kicks it, and it is good. Right down Broadway. And that ties up the game, 17-all. So if it's they win and we don't, we get eliminated. I was trying to pay attention to it all. Yeah, that's what it seems like. If we lose today and the Chargers win, we are eliminated. But if they lose and we lose, we are still in it. That's at least what the graphic on the TV said. But if we win today, we're in. Or we're in, but we're still in contention. Like, we have to win today in order to still be in playoff contention. If we lose today and the Chargers win, we are out. So, let's see. Let's pull up the playoff calculator. All right. Yeah, let's do ESPN's. See what we've got. All right. So, if we win today, let's say we win. And then we say, well, so if we lose today and the Chargers win, and then we'll say, what other teams do we need to lose in order for us to not, so, let's see. Buffalo, Cleveland, and Indianapolis are, so they're in, so it doesn't really matter how this, so let's say Bengals win. If the Bengals win this week, and then they're in the playoffs in the 7th seed. And then we'll say, they win. If we pop over here, and then let's say, okay, yeah, so even if we win next week, there's no chance. There ain't no shot. So we have to win this week, and the Chargers have to, if we win and the Chargers win, and then next week, Ravens win, and Cleveland, if Cleveland wins, okay, so if we win this week, lose next week, we're done, basically. And is that if the Chargers win, or is that if they lose? That's if they win. If they lose, all right, that's going to be a kick return from the end zone, and he is brought down at the 30-yard line, and there's a fight on the field. It looked like, at least. We'll come back to this in just a little bit. Because this is actually very interesting to play around with. I might play around with it in the next commercial break. Steelers are back on offense, and the football needs to be moved to our side of the scoreboard. All right. Here we go. 17-17 with 10:41 to go in the third quarter. It's 1st and 10 from the Steelers. 29-yard line. Mason Rudolph under center with one man in the backfield. And that's going to be a false start on the offense. Number 83, who is that? Connor Hayward. And so that's going to be a 5-yard penalty, and that's going to be a 1st and 15 from the Steelers. Something. All right, so Mason Rudolph now in shotgun with one man lined up behind him. That is Najee Harris. Takes the snap from the shotgun, throws over the middle. That's caught. That is Pat Freiermuth down to the 38-yard line, just a yard shy of the line to gain. That's gonna be a 2nd down and 1 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. All right, 10 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter. Once again, still 17-17. Man, this game is honestly quite a bit better than I expected it to be. All right, Mason Rudolph in shotgun with one back lined up behind him. That's Najee Harris. Takes a snap. It's going to be a handoff to Najee, who's going to try up the middle, and he's going to get the 1st down and a little bit more. So we are continuing to move the chains down the field as we push this ball game forward. Najee Harris, 14 rushes, 78 yards, and a touchdown today. Mason Rudolph is 10 for 14 and 134 yards. So not a lot of yards for Mason Rudolph right now, but it is still early in the 3rd quarter. Let's see what he can do as the game continues. Mason Rudolph under center with one man in the backfield. That's Najee Harris. Takes the snap. It's going to be pitched back to Najee, who's going to find or almost find a hole and gets down to about the 49-yard line of the Steelers. Oh, no, he's on the 50, and that's going to be a 2nd down. Steelers QB this season, Kenny Pickett has a record of 7-5 with 16 points per game and 173 pass yards per game. Trubisky's 0-2 with 15.5 and 180, and Rudolph is 1-0 with 34 points per game and 290 yards per game. So Mason Rudolph already has the best stats, but that's only because he's played a single game until today. Mason Rudolph under center with one man in the backfield. That is Jalen Warren, it looks like. Sends a man in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Warren, who's going to find a way and get the 1st down as he moves around to the outside. Jalen Warren, absolute beast, makes the 1st down for the Pittsburgh Steelers. My nose is going to be redder than a Christmas ball. Oh, man. I got to figure out what's going on. Get some lotion or something. Oh, all right. This will be 1st and 10 for the Pittsburgh Steelers with 8 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Mason Rudolph lining up in the shotgun with Jalen Warren lined up to his left. 2, 1, and it's snapped. Mason Rudolph throwing deep. And that is caught! That is Deontay Johnson! No one around! Deontay Johnson almost to the end zone, brought down at the 5-yard line. Man, it looked like there was no one around, and that defender just came out of nowhere further down the field. Deontay Johnson with one of his best catches, caught at the 30-yard line and a run down to about the 5, maybe even the 3-yard line, depending on where they spot him down. And that was almost a George Pickens level catch and run touchdown. All right, Deontay Johnson is 4 receptions for 76 yards so far this game. And Mason Rudolph from the under center hands it off to Najee Harris, who gets caught up in a pile, and is he pushed in? That's a touchdown, Steelers! Najee Harris pushed into the end zone by the pile, and that's going to bring out 23 points for the Steelers, once again crossing over 90% of the games we've played this season. Oh my word. Yeah, he gets caught up in that pile and shoved across that line. Man. That was amazing. Najee Harris with another touchdown on the season. And that brings us up to 23-17. And Boswell can make it 24. And his kick is away, and it is good. The Steelers are up 24-17 on the Seattle Seahawks on this New Year's Eve. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Steel Nation. And I am going to look back over here at the playoff predictors now. Okay, so let's see. Don't say that, Andy. Don't. Trust me. Do not say that until the clock hits 0 and the refs call it. Do not, because that is how you jinx us. That is how... I don't like talking about it like that until I know for a fact that the game is over, because there's always a chance for comebacks. Like, look at our own quarterback. He is the comeback king. Oh. Happy New Year, Mr. Danny Dimes. Let's see, how is Najee doing? 12. Hey, we've done 4 so far today, and 2 of them have actually succeeded. Pit tush push. I was gonna say the pit push, but PA is not the armpit of the United States. Detroit might be the... What is the armpit of the United States? That's Ohio. That'd be Cleveland's call. We absolutely get our neck ripped out. No, Andy, you don't say anything. Don't say you hope we win. Don't say hope we lose. Because that's, when you put that out in the world then wants to say, screw you. So you don't say nothing one way or the other until the game ends. That's at least my philosophy. Or who knows, you could literally win the game and 34 seconds later get a flag that steals the W. Exactly, Whiskey. Exactly. That is why you don't celebrate a win before the win actually happens, because you never know what's going to happen in this sport. You never know. Speaking of which, Najee Harris has 21 points. That is insane right now. I mean, Joe Mixon has 15.6. Dang. Mason's like exactly at where he's supposed to be. All right. And I am over 100, I think. I'm at 96 so far, fantasy points. All right, and football is going to be placed in Seattle's hands. So let's see if the Steelers can make a stop here and continue to add to our lead. Boswell boots that ball away, and that's going to come down at the 4-yard line. It's going to be caught and returned to the 30 to the 36-yard line. So once again, the Seattle Seahawks have been able to increase the field position they would get if the ball were to have been a touchback. So Boswell should probably not try to get the ball out of the end zone. He should probably just try to put it in the end zone, because so far they've all been taken for further than 25 yards. All right, here we go. Seattle Seahawks on the field. Geno Smith under center. One man in the backfield. Sends a man in motion. Number 19 puts him in the backfield. Sends it back in motion. Takes a snap. It's going to be a handoff to the running back, who gets stuffed behind the line of scrimmage and loses 2. The ref then almost trips over a Steeler. Kenneth Walker not looking the greatest. I have my Bills cup right now for water. Kenneth Walker III still in the game. 9 rushes for 53 yards. Geno Smith alone in shotgun. Brings back Walker with him. Now he's in shotgun with a man lined up to his left. And they go for a trick play, and Walker misses the ball. It falls to a fumble, and they lose like 6 yards. What was that? Geno Smith goes to dance like a ballerina, try to get the Kenneth Walker to grab the ball. He misses it, and it falls to a fumble. What was that play? No crap. Announcer, I liked what they were trying to do, but the execution wasn't great. No, it wasn't. It looked like Geno Smith was trying out for the Nutcracker. All right, speaking of which, Geno Smith in shotgun. He had two backs on him. Throws the ball. It is caught, and he's brought down just a little beyond the 40. It's going to bring out 4th down and 4. And are the Seahawks going to go for it? I do not know. But that was a completed pass, not quite a first down, about 4 yards shy. But coming from where they were just at, that is definitely better field position than they had. But that is going to be a punt, and this is going to be put in the hands of the Steelers, unless it's a fake. But I don't expect it to be. The punter's lined up kind of weird, but he punts it away, and that punt flies down to the 15. It is caught and returned to the 22-yard line, it looks like, by Calvin Austin III. And the Steelers offense is going to take the field with 4:35 to go in the quarter. And I'm going to move back over here and continue fiddling around with this playoff predictor. Okay. So let's say we win and the Chargers lose. We win a Week 18. If we lose, let's say Jacksonville. Where's Jacksonville? Say they lose. Buffalo loses. If the Chargers win, if the Bengals lose, that doesn't do anything. Okay. So if we win this week, we have to at least tie the Ravens. If we tie the Ravens and the Bengals win, okay. If we tie the Ravens and the Bengals win, we're out. We have to win this game, and then let's see. Let's say the Cardinals beat the Seahawks. Say the Panthers beat the Buccaneers. I don't care about the NFC. Lions win. Bears win. Then let's say what would happen? The Colts win. The Colts win. They win their division. If the Texans win, they win their division. The Chiefs win, they win their division. The Chargers win, the Chiefs also win their division. That just changes where they're seated. So let's say the Chiefs win next week. Broncos win. Buffalo wins. Jets win. Saints. Philadelphia. Los Angeles. Okay. So if everything next week, so if Jacksonville wins, when all this happens, then we're out. So then let's say the Browns win. Okay, that doesn't do anything for us. So the Dolphins win. Okay, if the Dolphins beat the Bills next week and we beat Baltimore and everything else goes against us, we're in. The Raiders win. That doesn't change anything. The Titans win. That adds Cincinnati. So, there's a shot that all 4 AFC North teams make the playoffs. And once the next commercial break comes on, I'll tell you what that is. All right, Mason Rudolph in shotgun with the back lined up to his left from the 21-yard line. Takes the snap, hands it off. That's going to be Jaylen Warren, who's going to go and try to get some yardage, but that's going to be about 2 or 3. And it's going to bring out 2nd down for the Steelers. It'll be 2nd and 8. Mason Rudolph now 11 for 15 with 176 yards. That's a really good percentage. I mean, it's not a lot of balls thrown, but for what it is, that's pretty good. And in terms of total yards, we have 335 yards. So, we're looking pretty good. Mason Rudolph in shotgun with the back lined up. Drops back, throws over the middle. It's caught. Jaylen Warren has space and makes it to the 1st down and slides a little bit over. And that's going to be a 1st and 10 once again. Mason Rudolph, now 12 for 16, I'm pretty sure. Mason Rudolph has 9 straight completions in this game. Can he make it 10? Who knows? All right, Mason Rudolph under center with one man in the backfield. Sends a man in motion. Sends him back in motion. Takes a snap. Hands it off to Jalen Warren, who tries to find a hole, tries to make a hole, and only gets a couple yards. Maybe 2, maybe 1. 2nd and 9. With 3 minutes left to go in the quarter. Jalen Warren now has 10 rushes for 74 yards and a touchdown on the day. So neither Jalen nor Najee have 100 yards on the day, but they are both getting close. Together they have over 150. Mason Rudolph in shotgun with the back lined up to his right. 3 men out to receive. Takes a snap. It's going to be a handoff to Jalen Warren, who gets all laid out in the backfield for a loss of like 5. And that's going to bring in a 3rd down. And that was Witherspoon, the former Steeler, putting the beat down on Jalen Warren and throws him out of bounds. That was rough. All right, so the Steelers now in a 3rd down and long territory, 3rd and 14. Rudolph's going to have to go to the air on this one. On 3rd down conversions, we are 4 for 7. Rudolph throws over the middle. That is caught. And that is number, is that 11? That's 14. That's George Pickens. But that's going to bring down 4th down, and we're going to be short. And it's going to be 4th and 3. Will the Steelers go for it, or will they punt it away? Oh! That was almost incomplete, but Pickens was able to pin that ball between his legs and scoop it back up. But that's going to be a 4th down and 3, and the Steelers are not going to go for it. They are going to punt it away. And the Steelers maintain their lead, but were unable to add to it, giving the ball back to Seattle, which is fair caught at the 15-yard line. All right, and real quick, let's see. So, in order for actually, we'll get to it after, because this is only one of those 30-second ads. We'll get to it next time. There's like full-on commercial break, and then we'll talk about it. Because, like, I think it'd be really cool to have the entire AFC North in the playoffs. I wonder when the last time an entire division made the playoffs, because this literally means that every wild card spot would be taken up by an AFC North team. Like, there'd be no space for anybody else aside from one person from the other 3 divisions. All right, Geno Smith back out in shotgun with the back lined up to his right. He's got 3 men out to receive. Sends a man in motion, takes the snap, and it's going to be dropped. And is that fumbled? And they're going to rule it incomplete. But that could have, almost a fumble picked up by the defense. That's 2nd down and 10. Geno Smith tried to go for a jet sweep, but the receiver just let the ball fall to the ground. That was rough. And that's going to be a 2nd down and 10 from the 14-yard line. Geno Smith alone in shotgun, takes the snap, looking, throwing. That is caught over the middle. And that is DK Metcalf with room to run down to about the 48-yard line on a long, long run. Man, our defense is either really good or really bad. And the only reason that a lot of these plays are happening the way they are because the Seahawks are just not playing well on those plays. Either dropping or fumbling. It's ridiculous. Geno Smith, alone in shotgun, sends one of his men out to receive. Takes the snap, dropping back, looking. escaping the blitz. The pocket collapses. Geno Smith on the run. Goes for the first down. Goes for more. Down to the 35 to the 30 before he is out of bounds. Geno Smith with 16 seconds left to go in the quarter gets down to the 26-yard line of the Steelers on his feet. Steelers defense is looking not great. Not great at all. All right, and that is quarter 3 done. And quarter 4 is upon us. And my quarter marker is so weird. It's not like actually staying in. There we go. That kind of fixes it. And it doesn't really mess up the way the scoreboard looks either. All right, so let's see what we're dealing with here. How are we looking in fantasy? Joe Mixon is sitting at 17 points, which is very nice. Najee Harris still sitting at 21. And I am sitting at 97 to my opponent's 65. And all he has is Aaron Jones left to play, and I have Justin Jefferson left to play. So I think I am in very, very good hands. I have a projected total of 130 points. So we'll see how that plays out. How? We only got one more guy to play, and Joe Mixon's already surpassed his projection. I don't know. Oh well. All right. I cannot wait till these ads are over. All right, we are back in Seattle, and I am back to being tired. Pittsburgh Steelers still on defense. Seattle Seahawks in Steelers territory, almost in the red zone. Geno Smith under center with one man in the backfield. It can be a faked handoff. Tries to roll out to his right, throws, and that is incomplete. His intended receiver was DK Metcalf, who let that ball slip through his fingers. Or maybe that was 84. Which one was it? I'll have to see. I looked like it was 14, but it might have been 84. That was 84. Sorry, not DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf was directly behind him, I think. Yeah. So that was an incomplete pass. We are back to 2nd and 10. Geno Smith in shotgun. Takes a snap, hands it off, and the running back spun around and then put down in the backfield. Loss of 2 on that play. As we bring down 3rd down, or loss of 1 yard. So we bring down 3rd down and 11. So he gets spun by TJ Watt and then wrapped up and brought down by, who was that? That was number 25. That is Rowe. As a 3rd down and 12. I was right. That's 3rd and 12. Geno Smith alone in shotgun. Takes the snap, looking to throw. Pocket starts to collapse. He throws it, gets it to number 26, who is brought down at the 24-yard line That's going to be on a 4th down and 5, and the Seahawks are probably going to either go for it or they're either going to go for it or kick the field goal. Those are the only 2 options right now. They can't just go home. I mean, they can, but they're not going to. All right, so the Seahawks offense has looked kind of shaky this game. Dropping passes. I mean, sure, they've had some really good ones, but they've dropped some passes, and they're going to go for a field goal now. Seahawks boot it away, and it is good. So that's going to bring them to 20 points. 4 below the Pittsburgh Steelers. It is now 24-20, and the ball is going to be in Pittsburgh hands. Okay. So while the ads are running, let's jump over here to the playoff prediction machine and talk about Week 18. So, real quick, as long as the rest of this week goes, Steelers win, Bengals win, Broncos win, and, I don't know if the Broncos win or the Vikings win matters. Let's see if it does. It does not. If the Broncos or the Chargers win this week, it does not change the playoffs. If Week 18 goes like this for the AFC. First, the Steelers have to beat the Baltimore Ravens. And since the Ravens have already clinched the number 1 seed, I do not see that being a problem. Next up, the Bengals have to beat the Browns. If the Bengals lose to the Browns, the Bills are in the playoffs. So the Bengals have to win. Then, the Texans or the Colts can win. It doesn't matter. That just changes who wins their division. And if Jacksonville wins, then, well, we'll get to that in just a minute. The Chiefs also doesn't matter if they win or lose. All of that changes who wins their division. So if they lose to the Chargers in Week 18, they lose their division to the Broncos and lose out on the playoffs. But we'll say the Chiefs win because it's the Chiefs. Broncos and the Raiders, all that will change is who gets the division if, well, no, it does not yet. It changes who gets the division if Kansas City loses, because if the Raiders win, then Kansas City gets the division even if they lose. Next up, a big one. If Buffalo bests Miami, Buffalo wins the division and Miami is in the playoffs. But if Miami wins the division and Buffalo does not make the playoffs. Then once again, doesn't matter if the Jets or the Patriots win their game. And the only other game that matters is the Titans-Jaguars. And if the Jaguars win, they win their division, and Houston gets the 6th seed. But the Pittsburgh Steelers are still in. So, if we win in Week 18, I don't think there is a shot that we lose the playoffs. I'm looking, and it doesn't look like it. If the Bengals lose, they don't make the playoffs. Yeah, I don't think there's a reality where the Steelers lose out in the playoffs if we win next week as well as this week. So, let's see how the rest of this week goes. All right, the Seahawks are out to kick this ball into Steelers territory, and it soars down to the 2-yard line. Calvin Austin III runs it and gets tripped up. Sorry, that's not Calvin Austin III. That is number 48, who gets it to about the 28-yard line before being tripped up. And there's a fight on the field again, it seems. All right, Pete Carroll is 72 years old. Dang. Mason Rudolph, 13 for 17 on the day for 197 yards. Just 3 more yards through the air, and he will hit 200. Mason Rudolph under center with 1 man in the backfield. That's Najee Harris. It's going to be a handoff to Najee, who punches it in and through the pack and gets about 6 yards, maybe 7. And that's going to bring down 7th down. All right, Mason today started 3 for 7 with 34 yards. Since then, he's been 10 for 10 and like 160-some yards, I think. All right, Mason Rudolph under center once again with Najee Harris alone in the backfield. Sends a man in motion. It's number 83. Takes the snap. It could be another handoff to Najee, who tries to run around the outside, knocks over a defender, gets the first down, and runs out of bounds after bringing in that first down. So as the Steelers continue to move the sticks. And that was number 27 that Najee drills into the ground with his stiff arm before being shoved out of bounds. Najee is one of the most physical running backs you will see. Rushing yards on the day, we have 175 to Seattle's 85. All right, Mason Rudolph in shotgun. It's going to be another handoff to Najee, who's going to punch it through and get about 3, maybe 4 yards. And that's going to bring us second down and either 7 or 6, depending on how many yards he got. Second down and 7. Najee Harris now has 107 yards in this game with 5.6 average and 2 rushing touchdowns on 19 attempts. All right, Jaylen Warren is now in for Najee Harris after crossing that 100-yard threshold. It's going to be a faked handoff to Warren, and that's going to be batted away. The intended receiver looked to be George Pickens. Or no, it was Freiermuth, it looks like, who was the intended receiver. But that was batted away by a pass rush, so no gain there. That's going to bring down another third down. We are 4 for 8. We are half. We're 50% on our third down conversions. Can Mason Rudolph convert here as well? Third down and 7. 11:35 to go in the game. Sends the man in motion from the shotgun, takes the snap, looking, throws deep down the field, and that is caught! George Pickens for a first down! George Pickens with some of the most impressive catches on not just the day, but on the season, with another impressive diving catch to continue this Steelers drive. And look at that. Beats the defender, gets the catch. George Pickens is a great receiver. Mason Rudolph, another handoff to Jaylen Warren, who fights his way down to the 25-yard line and brings down second down and 3. George Pickens for 5 receptions has 96 yards. And Mason Rudolph with that is 14 for 19 and 230. Andy, how is George Pickens doing on your team, my dude? Is he doing quite well? I hope so. All right. Mason Rudolph under center with 1 man in the backfield. Total yards, we have passed 400 for the day. It's still 24 to 20. Mason Rudolph with a pitch back to Najee Harris. Tries to run around the outside. Gets out of bounds. Loss of 2. Hey, what was he projected? What was he projected to get you? Was he projected like 12 or like 15? Because that'll really depend. That'll change how this ends up looking for you. So that's a second down and 3 for the Steelers. Uh, 17 for Warren, and he was projected for 11. Okay, that's good. That's good. If Pickens was projected for 11 and he's got 14, he's already surpassed what he was supposed to get. So that's really good for you. And 17 for Warren is also pretty good. Let's hope that he gets a little bit more. All right, it's now third down and 5. Sorry, not second down and 3. That was the previous play. It's now third down and 5. And the Steelers, we've made 4 trips into the red zone. We've gotten 3 touchdowns and a field goal. So we have been very good in the red zone. Mason Rudolph in shotgun. Alone in shot. Nope, got a back line up to his right. Takes the snap. Looking. Throws. Warren gets it. Maybe gets the first down. Might be a yard short. And they're going to mark him. Oh, half a yard shy of the first down marker. And I expect the Steelers are going to go for it. They're probably going to try the Pennsylvania push. There we go. The Pennsylvania push. That's what we're going to call it. Philadelphia's got the brotherly shove. Pittsburgh's got the Pennsylvania push. Or the Pittsburgh push. One of the two. That is perfect. Are the Steelers going to go for the Pennsylvania push? Let's see what happens. It looks like it is under review. And they are... Are they going to give it to him? Short by inches. So it's 4th and inches. And if it were me on that sideline, I'd say, give it to old Mason. And let's perform the Pennsylvania push, baby. So the commentators say they would kick the field goal. I disagree. I've played enough Madden, and I know Madden is not real football, but I would go for it here. And they attempt it, and Rudolph gets it, baby, over the top. The Pittsburgh push is good, and that gets us a first down. Let's go, Steelers. Okay, I want you guys to tell me real quick. What do you guys like better, the Pennsylvania push or the Pittsburgh push? In fact, let's jump over here and let's see if I can actually make a. All right, we're gonna start a poll. Name our play. All right. Mason Rudolph in shotgun. It's going to be a handoff to Najee Harris, who's going to trip and lose a yard. And let's see. All right. Pennsylvania or... All right. Here is the poll. If you guys would like to participate, go right ahead and do so. We have 8 people in the chat, so let's see what we can get. All right, Mason Rudolph under center with 1 man in the backfield. That is Najee Harris. Sends a man in motion. Sends him back. Rudolph takes it, hands it to Najee, who gets stuffed again, and this time loses yardage on that. All right, so far we have one vote for Pittsburgh push so far. 1 vote for Pittsburgh push. We got 8 viewers. Let's see if we can get maybe 2, maybe 3 more votes on this poll. And then I'll cast my vote at the end, and we'll see where this comes out. All right. It's going to be 3rd and 12. Mason Rudolph in shotgun with the back lined up to his right. Can they do this? Mason Rudolph takes a snap, throws over the middle. It is caught. But that is Jalen Warren for... not enough as a 4th down. Warren at 19 points. Now, there you go. All right, I'll keep the poll open for just a little bit longer. See if anybody tuning in wants to chime in on what we should call our version of the tush push. We have the Pennsylvania push or the Pittsburgh push. And I think I will probably also pick Pittsburgh push, but I want to hear what you guys say. Chris Boswell is back to put up an extra the field goal. This is nearly blocked, but it goes in, and the Steelers back up by 7 points, 27-20. I'm going to cast my vote as well. I'm not going to cast it there, it seems. Oh, I can't cast a vote. And I guess we'll keep it up a little bit longer, just in case. Whew. We are looking at quite a good game here. We are up to ads. So we're going to be putting this in the hands of the Seahawks, and let's hope we can stop them before they make another comeback. This deal is a steal, and so is the toboggan. I know, 'cause I stole it. Man, every week. All right. The pit tush push. What the crap? I never thought I'd see several Philadelphia Eagles inside a pile of dirty laundry, including Jason Kelsey. Oh, I will look at that reel here in a little bit. And I'm also going to end the poll now and say that the Pittsburgh push has officially won with one vote. We'll run this poll again later when we have a lot more people in the chat. But like, I think I don't know if Pittsburgh was the only team in Pennsylvania, I think the Pennsylvania push would be pretty good. But because they're not, I think the Pittsburgh push is probably the right answer to go. Man. So what we need, I think, is for the Houston Texans to... Oh, I don't know. All right. Steelers booted away, and that falls into the end zone, and that is going to be taken out to the 25-yard line. The Pittsburgh Steelers are looking quite good today. Much better than we've looked in a lot of previous games, even though this game has been pretty close. But the Seahawks have been looking good too. So we just need to make sure that we can keep them at bay this time by. Geno Smith, 17 for 24 at 219 yards. Okay, I had 2 16-ounce Dr. Peppers and got one more left with 24 cans. Oh my word. Dude, your blood is just pure Dr. Pepper at this point. Geno Smith from under center takes the snap. It is sacked and fumbled, and it is not recovered by the defense. And it is! Steelers recover a fumble on a strip sack, baby. There we go. With 7 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter, the Steelers cause a strip sack and recover the fumble. What a way to start this drive. And who got that sack? That is number 51, Herbig, with the strip sack and the fumble recovery. Ladies and gentlemen, the Pittsburgh Steelers are looking like a good football team. This is so good. This is so much joy. This is such a great New Year's Eve game. Man. Whew. All right, and that gives the Steelers great field position as Mason Rudolph goes under center, sends a man in motion with one man in the backfield, and it's going to be a handoff to that man, Najee Harris, who tries to find a hole instead of going around the pile and just gets drilled at the friggin' with one, getting 1 yard. Yeah. Oh man, this is going to, if we can score here, that is going to be great for our continued playoff hopes. All right, 27-20 with 6.5 minutes left to go in the game. It is 2nd and 9. Mason Rudolph in shotgun with the back lined up to his right. Sends a man in motion. It's going to be a handoff to number 14, George Pickens, who down the sideline might find a way. He does not. He's just a little bit short, but I think that's at least enough for a first down. And that's a jet sweep by George Pickens. Where does he step out of bounds? Right there, it seems. So that's going to be at the 5-yard line. Yep, that's the 5-yard line. He steps out of bounds. And then he just, like, topples over out of bounds as well. And my camera is stopped working again. Great. This is the perfect time for that to happen. So let's bring that back up. And there's a challenge flag by Pete Carroll out now. And there's a boot. I mean, I think he stepped out of bounds at the 5. So, where did they say he stepped out of bounds? Nope, doesn't step out of bounds there. He stepped out of bounds there at the 5-yard line. Okay, so it's still going to be first down even if they change where he steps out of bounds. So I don't know why Seattle did that. That's ridiculous. But, I mean, there we go. First and goal for the Steelers. There we go, boys. And Seattle, for that dumb call, is charged their first timeout of the quarter. Or of the half, sorry. Of the half. So it is still 27-20. It is first and goal at the 5-yard line with 5 minutes to go in the game. All right, the Steelers have just got to make it 5 yards to get another touchdown and put themselves once again, for the second time this season, above 30 points. Mason Rudolph under center, sends a man in motion with one man in the backfield. It's going to be a handoff to Najee Harris, who runs up the middle again and gets to about the 2-yard line before he's brought down. I don't get why he is so adamant to go up the middle, but if it works, I guess. I feel like going around the outside of the obvious pile is probably your best bet. But who knows? All right. Second and goal from, I think, the 2-yard line, but there's a whistle blown. Okay, I'm not sure what just happened there. Okay, the ref was called to the sideline. Not sure what's happening. Okay. Not sure what just happened there. All right. We are now set. Mason Rudolph under center. One man in the backfield. That is Najee Harris. Sends a man in motion. Hands it off to Jaylen Warren, who runs into a brick wall and gets put down out of in the backfield. I don't know if he made it to the line of scrimmage or not, or if he lost some yardage there. But that was an attempt to do what I said. It didn't work. That's why I'm not a head coach. Jaylen Warren, though, gets brought down, and that's going to be a 3rd down and goal. With 4:51 remaining in the game. The Steelers, once again, having red zone trouble. Can they get over their red zone woes? Maybe in this scenario, I would throw it at like a screen pass, maybe. I'm not sure, though. Ref going to talk to a dude in a suit with a green wristband. Clock is paused. So there's no information to be given. If there was, I would give it to you. At the moment, we are just waiting for official calls. Hockley is back, or ref is back to Steelers huddle. And We're set to go again. I don't know what the crap is going on. Maybe we'll figure it out. Mason Rudolph under center one last time. Jalen Warren behind him, sends him in motion. That is the tight end Darnell Washington. Fakes the handoff, throws it away. What was that? It is 4th and goal, and Rudolph leaves the field, and they're going to bring out the field goal unit. Man, who... And then 11, yep, yeah, no, all of the receivers were pretty well covered, so they're going to kick it. Chris Boswell is back to kick it, and he puts it up, almost blocked again, and it's good. The Steelers are up 30-20. Okay, so from what one of the sideline reporters has stated on the field, the refs seem to be talking about a drone, meaning there could be a drone in the area, possibly one trying to film the game, possibly one just wandered above the stadium, but they just needed to make sure that the drone would not cause any interference on the field. Pittsburgh currently, after 66 plays and 35 minutes of possession, have 430 yards of offense, whereas Seattle had 39 plays for 19 minutes and like 300 something. I missed the rest of what they were talking about. The graphic. I missed the rest of the graphic. All right, Boswell up to kick it to Seattle. Just realized you didn't move the ball from Seattle unless you changed after we didn't score. Nope. I didn't move it. I mean, I was kind of like flabbergasted by the fact that we got that strip sack, which resulted in 3 points, which isn't bad. All right, the ball has been received at the goal line and returned to the 25, to the 26, and he is wrapped up the 26-yard line. All right, so the last time we met was 2021, and the result was a 23-20 win for the Steelers, and it also resulted in a strip sack that got us the necessary points for the win. So let's see what happens here. Geno Smith in shotgun with a back lined up to his right. Sends a man in motion. Takes the snap. Looking. Throws. Caught. Brought down to about the 41-yard line. And that is number 14. That is DK Metcalf on the play. And they're going to go no huddle. They have 4 minutes to go in the game. And they don't want to waste any time. Geno Smith takes the snap. Throws up over the middle, is caught, and he's brought down at about the 45-yard line. Once again, it seems going no huddle. TJ Watt putting all the pressure on the quarterback, gets to him, and as he releases the ball, wraps him up and puts him down. It was a second too late. Geno Smith from shotgun takes the snap, looking, throws over the middle again. This is number 26 once again, who's brought down to 41 for a first down and more. The Seahawks moving at lightning pace, trying to get down the field so they have enough time to make a stop on defense. Geno Smith in shotgun, takes a snap once again, drops back, looking, rolling out to his right, can't find anyone, runs for the sideline, and gets out of bounds. Gain of about 2, and that's going to bring out second down. And now they're going to have a chance to take a huddle, and I'm going to have a chance to breathe. Oh, man. Those plays were rattling off like a machine gun just then. All right, Pittsburgh Steelers, we are 4-0 in week 17 and 18 since 2021. And there's a flag on the play. And it's going to be a false start on the offense. Number 51 for 5 yards. That is Olu Olumounty. Good Lord, that name. I am sorry I butchered that. All right, Geno Smith on the day is 20 for 27 for 254 yards and a touchdown. Geno Smith in shotgun, 2nd and 12 with 3:18 to go in the game. The Seahawks down by 10. Smith takes the snap, throws, that is caught. That's number 16. He is 2 yards shy of the line to gain. They rush back to the line of scrimmage. Geno Smith wanting to use as little time as possible to get whatever points they're trying to go for out of shotgun. Geno Smith takes the snap, looking, throws over the middle, caught, number 26 again, tries to truck a defensive player, makes it down to about the 22-yard line maybe, and TJ Watt is hurt on the play. Yikes. He is helped up by his teammates and the athletic staff, and he is walked off the field. He was fallen on by an offensive lineman and by Geno Smith. Ooh, that's not great. He's walking under his own power, so that's at least good. Man. But yeah, TJ Watt don't go to the sideline easy, so he's got to be hurt after that. Oh no is right. Geno Smith from the shotgun takes a snap, throws down, and he's caught by number 84 inside the 10 at the Steelers 5. His first and goal for the Seattle Seahawks. Geno Smith in shotgun. He is 6 for 6 on this drive with 71 yards. Geno Smith takes the snap, drops back, looking, throws. That is incomplete. His intended receiver, DK Metcalf, that brings out a 2nd and goal for the Seattle Seahawks. And did they call a timeout, or what are they doing? It says Parkinson is number 84. Joey Porter Jr. caused the incompletion. Geno Smith in shotgun with the back lined up to his right. Geno Smith takes the snap, drops back, looking, throws for the corner of the end zone. That is incomplete. His intended receiver was Lockett, and there is 2:09 left to go on in the game. It is now 3rd down, and TJ Watt is back on the field, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. TJ Watt is back on the field. All right, it's 3rd and goal. Geno Smith is now 23 for 32 for 290 yards and a touchdown. And let's hope that we can make the stop here so they don't get another one. Geno Smith in shotgun with the back lined up to his right. Geno Smith takes the snap, drops back, looking, throws for the corner of the end zone again. That is bobbled and incomplete. His intended receiver was DK Metcalf. Who was covering him? The Porter! Joey Porter Jr. with another successful coverage. Joey Porter Jr. has had one of the best rookie seasons I've seen all year. Up there definitely with Broderick Jones, also Steelers, Puka Nacua, and Devon Achane. And the Seahawks are going to go for 3 here. Jason Myers, 2 for 2 on field goals, is here to put it away. And it is good, right down Broadway. So the Seahawks now sit at 23 points. They are still down by a touchdown, and they're going to need that to tie the game. Currently, in the NFC, the Niners are in the playoffs at the number 1 seed, followed by the Cowboys, Lions, and Bucks. Then the Eagles have clinched a spot in the wild card, with the Rams and Seahawks also in. But in the hunt, we have the Saints, Vikings, Packers, Bears, and Falcons. What a massive amount of people in the hunt, just like in the AFC. But the only people who have clinched so far are the Niners, Cowboys, Lions, and Eagles. The South is not clinched yet. All right. Yeah, it is now the fourth quarter. We have 2 minutes and 1 second remaining after the field goal, or after the field goal. After the kickoff, it's going to be the 2-minute warning. All right, so the Seahawks have the 2-minute warning and 2 timeouts remaining to get the ball back. But they're going to need to get a 3-and-out to do that. And if we know anything about this Steelers team, it's that we don't know anything at all. So I'm going to keep my fingers crossed. I'm not going to say a word. And I'm going to hope and pray that we can... It's an onside kick. And it's caught and brought down. And who that was Calvin Austin III, I think. Seahawks obviously do not trust their defense and felt like they needed to at least try and get the ball back. But that did not happen. We are at the 2-minute warning. And ladies and gentlemen, we are almost to the end of this game. It is almost 7 o'clock here on the East Coast. We have 13 people in the chat. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are just about at the end of this Steelers-Seahawks Super Bowl rematch, and I think just like in that Super Bowl, the Steelers are winning. So we will see how this ends up going. The Seahawks just attempted an onside kick, which failed. I don't think I've seen an onside kick be successful so far this season, or in any season that I've watched so far. But they still have 2 timeouts, and they are currently waiting on the 2-minute warning, so we will see what they can do. All right, now let's jump over here and check on my the fantasy. All right, Joe Mixon still at 17 points. Hasn't gained anything more. How are the Bengals looking so far? They are currently down by 2 to the Chiefs, and the Chiefs have the ball at the Bengals 35. And we are back to Seattle. And here we go. Man, Steelers have been absolutely brutal so far this game on offense, just putting it to the Seahawks. The Seahawks have not been able to respond. All right, so let's see if the Steelers can at least keep the ball in their possession for a little bit of time. Oh, I know why they did the onside. They weren't thinking they were going to get the ball back. They were just trying to give the Steelers as little room as possible and hoping they can get the 3-and-out. If they do, though, then we'll just kick a field goal is the issue. Maybe they're expecting us to go for it, but why would we do that when kicking a field goal would just put us up by 10 again? Like, seriously. All right. Mason Rudolph takes the snap from the shotgun, throws over the middle, that is caught. That is George Pickens. He's got space, and he's brought down at the 20-yard line. George Pickens gets us once again into the red zone. And as long as we kick a field goal here, that should just about do it. Mason Rudolph to George Pickens has just been working these past couple games. Andy, how's Pickens doing for you after that? What we looking at point-wise? Offensive leaders, we've got Mason Rudolph with 274 yards, 18 for 24. Najee Harris, 24 rushes for 107 and 2 touchdowns. And George Pickens, 7 catches for 131 yards. Mason Rudolph under center with 1 man in the backfield. All right. Sends a man in motion. That's the tight end Darnell Washington. Rudolph sends another man in motion. Takes the snap. It's going to be a handoff to Najee, who finds a little bit of a hole and gets about 3 on that play. 20 points. There you go. I mean, it's not as good as his 30 last week, but 20 points is not bad for a second-year wide receiver on the Pittsburgh Steelers, especially with the quarterback room that we have. But the final couple games here, and the Seahawks have just used their final timeout, meaning the Steelers, if they get a first down here, they can kneel out the rest of the game and win. It is 2nd and 8 for the Pittsburgh Steelers, which means we're probably just going to keep it on the ground and try to get the first down. Mason Rudolph under center with Najee Harrison alone in the backfield. Sends a man in motion. Takes the snap. It's going to be a handoff to Najee Harris, who's going to try and go over the middle. He's going to get 1 yard and is going to be brought down by the Seahawks. Got 1:35 left to go in this game. Steelers, 3rd and 7, need 7 yards to get to that first down marker and kneel the game out. So they're going to have to throw it here. They're going to have to throw it. But who they throw it to is going to be the question. Do they throw it to Darnell Washington, the unassuming rookie tight end? Do they throw it to George Pickens, the consecutive playmaker? Do they throw it to Deontay Johnson, or do they do the opposite and run it? Mason Rudolph in shotgun and delay of game. Not a timeout. Pittsburgh calls their first timeout of the half. We have 1 minute and 1 second remaining in the game. It's 3rd and 7. The Steelers leading 30-23. 19.8 for Warren. That's really good. Dude, that is really freaking good. Let's see how we're looking for Mixon. Still 17.2. The Chiefs have 22 points. The Chiefs scored there. That's not great. It's not great for the Bengals to also make the playoffs, but as long as the Steelers make the playoffs, I'm okay. Mason Rudolph in shotgun with one backline up to his right. That's Najee Harris. 5 more. Najee Harris gets the ball. It's a run. Najee Harris finds a hole, gets the first down, and slides down. And the Steelers can nail the clock out and win the game, bringing our win total to 9 on this season. Ladies and gentlemen, that is 17 straight winning seasons for Mike Tomlin. Let's freaking go, baby. And we are 1 win away from making it to the playoffs. We are so close. And Mason Rudolph kneels it down, and the Steelers win in Seattle. Let's go. Oh, man. 30-23. Mason Rudolph coming in and giving us holiday miracles. Let's go. Oh, and everything we needed to happen this week happened. We beat Seattle. The Ravens decimated the Dolphins. And now they have no reason to play their starters because they have the number 1 seed no matter what happens. All we need to happen next week is to beat the Ravens, and for, what was it? For the Bills to lose? Let's see. So beat the Ravens. I think if we just beat the Ravens, we win. Because if the Jaguars win, they're in, and the Texans are in, and the Bengals are out. That's what it was. So if, or if the Bills win, we just need Jacksonville to lose to Tennessee, which is not happening. So, as long as Jacksonville wins and Miami beats the Bills, because if Miami wins, that gives them the division. They're going to be gunning for the division right now. Even though if they lose, they make the 6th seed, they're going to be gunning for the division. So we need to win, and we need the Dolphins to beat the Bills. But if the Bills do lose, or if the Bills do win, we just need, or we need either a win from Tennessee or a tie from that game. Is there any other games that can go differently that would give us the that would give us a playoff run? Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. Right, no, and that just flip-flops them. So we need either Jacksonville to win to lose, or the Bills to lose. I would like to see Jacksonville and Buffalo lose, because then that puts all 4 AFC North teams in the playoff. And that would be a story for the ages. But ladies and gentlemen, your final score for Week 17, Pittsburgh Steelers versus San Francisco, Seattle Seahawks, 30-23. The Pittsburgh Steelers have moved on to a winning record. Oh man, what a game! What a game! Whew! That was ridiculous. Oh man. Well, if Chiefs lose out, there's another route for us. Well, let's see. Let's see what happens then. So let's say the Chiefs. Oh, I already had the Bengals winning. So if the Chiefs win this week and then win next week, and let's say Buffalo wins and Jacksonville wins. Okay. So if the Chiefs somehow lose next week, no. Okay. So if the Chiefs win out, let's say the Chiefs win out, Miami wins, we're in. Jacksonville loses then as well. Okay. So the only way that the Bengals can make the playoffs this year is if they beat the Chiefs this week and then beat the Browns next week. That's the only way they can make the playoffs with us. If we win next week and the Dolphins win, we're in. That's all we need. That is it. 2 things. Last year was 4, and it came down to 1. So we're still in this. I don't know what happened at the halfway point of the season, but we are somehow still very much in this. In fact, what have our odds jumped to on the let's see. Playoff calculator. What have our odds jumped to on the New York Times playoff calculator? If we grab the Steelers, so we just beat the Seahawks. And how did the rest of this week go? We currently have a 19% chance of making the playoffs. That's all right. Then let's just say it doesn't matter. Let's say that. Let's say the Chiefs win, and what are we currently looking at? And the Chargers Broncos game. Broncos are winning. So let's say the Broncos win. Okay, so if the rest of the games ended right now, and then the Vikings beat the Packers, we would have a 27% chance of making the playoffs. Then next week, literally what we would need to do, beat the Ravens. That gives us a 73% chance. And if the Dolphins beat the Bills, we're in. If the Dolphins beat the Bills, we are in. Now, if the Chiefs lose to the Bengals, and let's say we don't beat the Ravens, and the Dolphins don't win, then that drops us to a 17% chance. So I guess we need the Chiefs to win this week to make it easiest for us. But if the Bengals do win and we do beat the Ravens and the Dolphins beat the Bills, we're in. So literally, it's the exact same thing. The only difference is the Bengals are then also in. So I don't know at this point what I want to see. Anyways, dudes, that has been the stream. Thank you guys so much for coming out. If you enjoyed the stream, I hope to see you guys in the final stream of the regular season. And if we make the playoffs, well then, we're going to be doing some playoff streams. I'm cooking up some, my camera cut out. Oh, wait. I'm cooking up some ideas for halftime once the playoffs come. But we'll see. We will see what happens. With that being said, though, I'm going to head out for today. If you enjoy what you watched here, make sure you go and subscribe and hit the notification bell for my Week 17 review, as well as my New Year's video that'll be coming out some point in the next couple of days. Also, make sure you hit that like button if you liked, and I will see you guys next week.